And we're live. Hello, everyone! Welcome back to the Starlight Observatory. I've been closed for 2 weeks, but I'm opening my doors for book club because nothing will stop me from running book club. Yeah, I'm not totally back to streaming, but I'm happy to be here today, and we're going to be talking about A Desolation Called Peace by Arkady Martine, the sequel to A Memory Called Empire. It just recently won the Hugo Awards. That's really exciting. Yay! For 2021. And I'm here with my two friends, Realm and Dr. Toto Hex. You guys, I'm gonna let you introduce yourselves again. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Well, I'll be. Hey guys, my name is Realm to Exist, and I am another star-based VTuber, and I'm having an absolutely fun time. Thank you for opening up the observatory once again for such a good book.
Yeah.
And I'm Dr. Toto Hex, another C VTuber. For the Slug VTuber. Yeah. But yes, it's Dr. Toto Hex, the smartest science turtle, and your Ocean Machan. Hello.
Yeah, hello. I love that. Oh my gosh, Toto, thank you for being part of the cult for a whole 5 months.
Yeah.
Oh my
Slug
goodness,
cult.
let's go!
Yay! I love that everybody likes the Wiggly. It's my favorite.
It's very cute.
Big fan of the Wiggle.
But yeah.
Lovely.
I think the biggest thing that I was thinking about today when reading the last chapter of this book is that so A Memory Called Empire is all about, it's only told from Mahit's perspective, and it's all internal and only about the capital city, the capital planet of the Empire. And now with A Desolation Called Peace, everything is external. There's more than one perspective, and we're learning more about what's beyond the Empire. And I think that's a neat dichotomy between the two books. That's my intelligent thought of the night. So everything else I say is probably gonna just go downhill. But yeah, how are you guys feeling as an overarching feeling for the book so far? We're like halfway through.
I love the jumping. I would say you get two different experiences when you're. It's kind of a obvious statement, but like if you're reading it or you're listening to the audiobook, I feel like one just jumps into the other so much better. But I think it's refreshing that it's going like it's giving you time to divvy all the information, because otherwise like Mahit literally went through like in the span of a week and a half, 2 weeks, like such a cluster of progressing story, and now it's just like, well, you get to understand stuff on the Texkalani side, and like the little things that are going on LaSalle, and then stuff going on in space, and you're like, wow, I actually get to it's all like big pieces on a chessboard. You get to enjoy it and like take your time.
Yeah, I agree. Having more perspectives gives it what's the word? It feels like the world is more alive and more moving parts. I also really like how it still like definitely picks up where the last book left off. Like all those emotions, because the last book, the climax kind of was actually when she found the memories and the Iskander imago in her head started working again. That was really the emotional climax of the story, and then everything else was like falling motion, even though it was like very politically important and everything. It kind of like went by really fast.
Yeah, it goes by really fast after that part. I would agree.
So like this book, definitely seeing the repercussions of everything that happened was really nice. And okay, wait, what happened to One Lightning? Did he just like disappear? Did he just like fuck it, not relevant anymore?
I think he was just removed.
Yeah.
My copy of memory is not in, so I can't just grab it to see. I think they say what happens to him at the very end. I think he just goes to jail, to be honest. But yeah, he's totally out of there, replaced.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I was like, I also didn't remember whatever happened to him, but it was like a bad portrayal. A portraying of like the fear of the unknown. You're like, oh, you like hype up this baddie, this like future you know,
Yeah, this like big military leader who's coming down. Yeah,
and you're just like, oh, he saved some people because now somebody actually decided what they wanted to do with Texcalan. Awesome. And then he gets jailed and he just gets tossed. Like, I don't know. It's a bit of a letdown. I would have rather him made some overarching return.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was rising like a rebellion, so they didn't really want him to be around anymore. So I think that's the biggest issue with that. But they did mention that the rebellions are still ongoing briefly. At one point in the book. So
yes, that is true.
Who knows?
The autopsy, right?
Sort of during the autopsy, or I guess during an autopsy with something with 19 ads. Yeah. When we get there, I have notes on it.
Yes. Foreshadowing.
Do you want to give a summary for anyone who hasn't like kept up with either book? Like what's going on? Yeah.
From memory, yeah, sure. Let's see if I can. Anyone can interrupt me when I'm talking. So, A Memory Called Empire is about a Mahit Zamar, who is from a very small, like a satellite station culture in this space opera universe, and she is the ambassador for the Texcalanli Empire, which they are like the biggest like colonizers in the galaxy, or at least the known galaxy or whatever sector they're in, and they kind of they want to have anyone from other colonies to like have ambassadors because eventually they want to like colonize them, things like that. But she goes over there because her previous ambassador, or the previous ambassador for her station, something has happened to them. It turns out that he was murdered. But it's a weird... Hold on. I'm getting my events out of order. The next thing you need to know about the stationers is that
Mahit goes to the center of the empire in order to find out what happened to her predecessor. Yeah. Little does you know, he's been murdered, and his dead body's just sitting there on a table, and they're like looking at it.
But the thing that's funny is that Mahit has a younger version of Iskander's memories in her brain because the stationers all have little memory chips for efficiency in running the little station forever. They all share memories with people who had done their job previously. So she has a younger version of Iskander looking at the dead body of Iskander, and something happens. Probably seeing your own death is not pleasant, and he fizzles out in her brain. Oh god, I punched my mic, sorry. And so
it fizzles out just
we're just outraged.
Yeah.
It's like, fizzles out.
And so now he's left alone. But not alone, because she has her ambassador named Three Seagrass following her around and helping her out to try to find out who the murderer is. How to rescue herself, how to save the station from Texcalan's unceasing expansion. All while navigating an alien culture that is all too seductive, engaging in intrigues of her own, and hiding a deadly technological secret. There we go. That's from the book. The book premise.
Yeah, she meets like some people who help her, like Three Seagrass and Nine Azalea. And they figure out that basically everyone knows, like it's supposed to be the secret technology of like planting the memories in someone else. Yeah. But it turns out everyone already knows. It's like she doesn't know that everyone knows.
Except for Three Seagrass.
Yeah, and Nine Azalea.
Yeah. That's like it.
Yeah, so she... Excuse me.
Oh no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, go ahead, because I need to drink some water.
Oh, okay. So along the way, she meets people like 19 Ads, who is like the direct confidant to the current emperor. She does meet the emperor along the way. There's a lot of political tension going on in Texcalan. 3 people are vying for the throne. Well, actually, there's technically 4 people. No, I guess 3 because one's a child and he doesn't really want the throne because he's like 10.
He's like a child, you know?
Literally a child.
Literally a child. So she's meeting all these people, seeing what their political intentions. She brushes with death several times, as all these powers want. They really don't want LaSalle Station technology in Teixcalan, because we find out that the Emperor was planning to implant an imago chip into the child that we just mentioned.
Yeah. Who is a clone of himself, which is like a normal thing, but it's not normal to like have the memories or have the mind of your predecessor in the clone.
Yeah, only the memories of them. And they can talk to you, but it's not like they're forcing you to do things.
Well, apparently they can force you to do things, or like you can let them take over your body a little bit.
Yeah, you can let them, but they're not supposed to be so strong that like you lose yourself.
You guys are originally supposed to have a longer integration period, and the whole premise of the machines themselves is that you become one person with the added knowledge, and you just assimilate into one. Imagine just that one machine is one body holding all of that memory. You're supposed to assimilate, become one person, whether when my heat became the previous person Yaskander, or vice versa, depended on how long they would integrate and how compatible they were over time. So the fact that one, machine short-circuited, and two, all those memories to help her be at the new planet just sort of fizzles away besides her own memories, cause a lot of strives, and she has to figure out how to become the new ambassador, what happened to the old ambassador, who can she trust, and what the hell is going on.
Yep.
So she finds out that basically it was probably someone from her own station.
Yeah.
Like fucked it up, and because the Emperor wants to basically clone himself using the technology, that's why they killed the previous ambassador, because he was like sleeping with the Emperor and sleeping with like the Emperor's like closest confidant.
Yeah.
And just like sleeping everywhere. That in order to broker a peace treaty with the Empire to like not take over their little station, he told the Emperor that he could basically live forever using their technology. And that's why they murdered him, because they were like, you can't let him live forever.
Yep, they did. And along the way, Mahit ends up realizing she needs to talk to her previous ambassador again in her brain. His name is Iskander, by the way.
Yes.
And so they go, 3 Seagrass and 12 Azalea, they go with Mahit to like a sketchy non-official doctor, and she gets the imago chip that was in the dead body embedded into her brain. Now she has 2 Iskanders in her head. Thankfully she didn't die from the surgery.
Yeah.
And
3 Seagrass is like a cute, smaller, like short gal who is like in the whole like, I feel like she's like a college grad, like just fresh out of college doing like secretary work. And then she's totally in love with Mahi, and they're like totally lesbian for each other, but they're really bad at flirting.
They're really bad at flirting, yes.
It's like real lesbians. That's so realistic. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's. And I think she seems 3 Seagrass seems like she's by the books, but she's like totally down to do whatever her her alien client needs.
Yeah.
And she thinks it's exciting and fun, so they make a good team in the end. And they're both really smart and help each other through things. But yeah,
and Azalea is like best friend.
Yeah,
There's also information and helps them like get through some security thing they were not supposed to do, and helps them get the imago machine from the dead Yaskander first place.
Right. And he's just a good friend. Yeah, I remember when we first talked about it, you guys were like, who cares about him? And I was like, no, I love him!
Yeah, no, he was a good guy.
Yeah. A good friend. But yeah, that does lead to basically the end of the book, because like we said before, the climax is Mahit becoming fused with Iskander again. They travel back to the center of the Empire to find that like an entire rebellion has broken out between one of the people vying for the throne and the head of the war ministry, who pretty much just wants to go to war again and wants to usurp the throne because of that. So a lot's happening. They take like an Uber back, like an official Uber back to their information ministry, but get caught. Basically, they get like policed and told they're in prison. But Mahit and Three Seagrass write a beautiful poem and meme and tweet it out. It goes viral, and that's the tweet basically says, "Help us, 19 ads, we need your help."
Okay, so do we not introduce 19 ads as a severe Dami mommy hottie?
Yes. We did. I didn't describe her as a Dami mommy though.
Okay, yeah.
The major characters were quite the scene, man.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Iskander also slept with her at one point.
Yeah, you know.
You see like the memories of him?
Casually.
Yeah.
As you do.
I mean, whatever.
But yeah, at the very end, the old emperor gets a severe talking to by Mahit, and Mahit's basically like, yeah, like, actually, you can't live forever, sorry. It doesn't work like that. The technology isn't like to take over their mind, it's just like passing on memories. So
Yeah.
he's like, "Aw, I guess I'll just kill myself now." So he does.
He does it in a very official, like, I'm handing over the throne.
Right. He does it in like an Aztec, because the Empire is like very ancient Aztec inspired. So they do like, he does like an ancient Aztec sacrifice that like no one has done in like millions of years or thousands of years or whatever. And he's like, I pass on my empire to 19 Ads, the hot Dami mommy lady.
The hot Dami mommy lady, yes.
Yes, so now Iskander has effectively slept with 2 emperors.
Yeah.
And also, Mahit, our resident useless lesbian, has memories of sleeping with 2.
True. Luckily, before that happens, she's less of a disaster lesbian and does end up kissing Three Seagrass. So,
Yeah,
it's not all is lost.
just a little smooch. But
A little
then,
smooch, a little back.
then they don't do it. They end up like, the mood goes down after lots of stuff.
Yeah, because their friend is dead. The Emperor's
Yeah,
dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 12 Azalea got shot and killed
Yeah, unfortunately,
in the
12
middle of
Azalea
the
dies.
jailbreak part.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it was like really sudden and random. It's just like, oh, yeah, left on the ground. And they're like, no, we gotta get back for him. And then they're like, five
No,
Agate's
we
like, no, there's no time.
Yes. Yeah. And in the end, at the very end of the book, Mahit asks to return back to Lysel Station, to try to figure out what's up with her, maybe try to find a home. She isn't quite sure yet, but because she's not needed as the ambassador of Lysel currently in the Empire, 19 Ads lets her go back. And Three Seagrass has become an undersecretary, which is like a higher up position in the information ministry. And they have been separated for like 2 months now. And then basically the scene opens on the second book.
Yep.
Back to my notes. But I think it's interesting that the prelude starts off with introducing the aliens, and that they're weird, and that they
Oh yeah, we didn't even mention that, did we?
yes,
oh my
there's
goodness.
aliens.
Yeah, on top of like the people from the station and the people from the Tixkalan Empire, that war that they were trying to start, turns out Mahit's like, actually, let's stop fighting each other, because actually there's aliens and like invading our space. That's going to soon be like your space. And there's just like teleporting like Bohr atomic model spaceship looking motherfuckers who are just like zapping ships and then don't even speak the same language or can't communicate with them. It's like a total other like third party coming in to attack. And the people on the station are like, oh, this is a perfect time to get back at the Empire. We don't want the Empire to take over us, so we'll just have them keep fighting this like mysterious alien force, and we'll let our enemy, or like enemy of our enemy, be our friend, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Relation is spicy in all accounts.
Yeah, there's cat girls apparently.
Yeah, it's like alien xenomorph cat girls, but maybe they're just long cats. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, we were talking about this before. So the description kind of reminded me of like that one long cat.
Yeah.
It got cat ears and like long necks.
I get it though.
Or maybe like the long neck alien from like Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I gotcha.
Yeah, they have eyes, so they're actually not xenomorphs at all. I just imagined that they were black, scaled, but maybe not because that they were modeled at this point. I don't know. They're completely alien, I guess. Anything I can actually truly imagine.
I mean, the definition of what's our definition of alien here? Because like,
to me,
it's like,
at this point, it's like completely.
No, I mean, what's their definition of alien? Because like, Lucy Grass considers like LaSalle to be like alien.
That's
Tex
true.
Kalani considers an alien or barbarian anything that's within dark depths of the stars, undiscovered, untreated, unrelated plots of land. If it doesn't belong to Tex Kalani, it's foreign, it's alien.
Yeah.
So it could just be cats, and they're just like, ugh, cat girls.
They could just be cats. Ew, cat girls.
Ew, furries. Oh.
Yeah, literally. All right, so guys, so we got furries. If you're not paying attention before, now's your time.
It's just like a cat girl with a really long neck.
Exactly. She's looking over your shoulder.
This is my original giraffe cat character. Do not steal.
This is my D&D homebrew. This is my original work. Please.
Yes, they're called the Giraffians, spelled with a J. Totally original.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
Trademark.
But yeah, I think even if they are a cat girl, they can't actually go like yeah to other people because they really only communicate to each other, it seems.
Yeah, and they have some sort of like
yeah, so imagine them clearing their throats every time they're trying to speak to somebody, but then like scratch a chalkboard at the same time. That's essentially what Tex Kalani believes is the language that they're talking about, because like it's not an official language. In one of the first chapters that we're going to talk about, they literally say this is not a language. I doubt that their mouths look remotely good looking or look okay because of how like viscerally like graphic these sort of like sounds are that are coming out. They're like so cut, so like banging steel against each other. It's so very like abrupt and destructive.
Yeah. Where we've read, we still don't know a lot about them.
No, I don't know a ton. In the very first chapter, it's the prelude of the book is actually from the aliens' perspective. And they don't describe themselves as talking to each other, they sing in unison, is how they describe it. Basically.
Let me sing you the song of my people.
Yes, let me sing you the song of people. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sing in unison, yeah.
Yeah. They hunger and they sing. That's kind of what we know about them from the prelude.
They are cat girls.
They are cat girls. Yeah, and that they really don't understand humanoids and how they like have mouths that like talk and drink water and talk. And everyone is like a separate mind. Like they don't quite understand that, it seems like. But they do think, so something to keep in mind, I guess.
Yeah, and then they have like a whole like jump gate system, like a Stargate system to like fly around, at least like LaSalle does and Tex Kalani does. But these guys have it on their ships apparently, and they can just like warp around.
Yeah, it seems that way. And I guess, yeah, since that's it, we can go to the first chapter, I think.
Yeah.
We can talk about our thoughts on the book opens up in the perspective of 9 Hibiscus, who is the new Yautlek. I don't know how to say that really, but I'm gonna say Yautlek. Which basically means she's the head of all of the space fleet that's in space for the
Yeah,
Empire.
she's like the space general.
Yeah, the space commander.
Space commander. Yatlek.
Commander Yatlek.
Yatlek 9 hibiscus.
9 hibiscus.
Not a very threatening name.
No, it's really not. But I like it because I think hibiscus is like my favorite flower flavor.
Just imagine. I was just about to say before when we were talking about it, I said, you know what? I will enjoy some hibiscus tea for tonight.
Oh, I almost
Honestly,
made some.
strong, muscular, Dami woman military commander is also my favorite flavor of flower.
Fair enough.
We should get that commission immediately.
Yeah, I'll drink.
Sipping it.
I'll drink
nice
hot Dami Mommy tea.
Yeah, I'll drink to that.
All right, I'm writing that down. we're getting that made.
Oh, good.
Wait, someone clip that out of context. I'll drink some hot Dami Mommy tea. Wait, what does that mean?
Oh, don't read into it.
I like mine strong, bitter, and domineering. Thank you very much.
Domineering, yeah.
Perfect.
Energy drinks strong enough to pick me up.
It's true.
That's true. I'm just imagining the people who pay at conventions for people to put their what's that like anime trope where people put their legs up against the wall against somebody?
Oh, the Capiton?
The Kabedon.
Yeah.
But like reverse Kabe? I don't even know.
Capiton, but with legs?
Yeah.
You do that, and then like someone pours tea over you, and you're just like, yeah, this is about what I expected. Okay.
As long as it's not scalding. Fine.
Just the right temperature. I'm glad that we're compromising of what's okay here.
Yeah. I can accept it so long as you're not going to burn me.
At one of the maid cafes, the strong tsundere who's like, oh, I don't even like being in this maid cafe. Baka, I'm gonna pour tea all over you.
Oh my god. I wonder if there's a maid cafe on the spaceship.
I don't know if they know what maids are.
I don't think. Since everything is so automated.
Yeah, automated, repurposed. Like, I don't think a lot of them are living in luxury. They're just like, yep, this is what I live for. Let's just do it.
Maybe on takes on.
Yeah.
Yes, I could imagine.
But yeah, actually, the spaceship that 9 Hibiscus runs is called Wait for the Wheel, which they're going to talk about a lot.
I'm confused a lot because it's the name of the ship, and I was like, are they telling them to wait?
I know. And it's wait. It's not wait as in wait for the wheel. It's wait as in it's heavy.
I was listening to the audiobook. That's what I was like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
funny.
god, they rhymed it before, and they were like in one chapter later you'll find out they're having a discussion over dinner. So the first thing the person says is they're a formal meal on the weight of the wheel. And I'm just like, I get it. I understand the name of the ship. God damn it.
Wait for the Wheel is actually a Farscape reference, though. It's like a famous episode, I think, from the series. I read about that on her Twitter. I've never actually watched Farscape. The author's Twitter.
CIC.
Yeah. There's a lot more sci-fi references in this particular book. Rather than the first one was just like all takes Kalan. But still, it's fun. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, 19 ads assigned 9 Hibiscus to be the outlet, and the War Minister is now named 3 Azimuth. She'll show up later on. She's not super important, but she does show up. If the war is winnable, I want you to win it, were 19 adds words to 9 Hibiscus. The numbers are confusing now. There's also 20 Cicada. That's her number 1 on the weight of the wheel. 20 Cicada is really weird, especially if you like remember how they named themselves in Teixcalan. His name is even weird because they don't name themselves out of like living organic things that are like non-plants or like berries and stuff like that. So having your name be a bug is
Yes, if any of you here didn't read part of the first book, their names are just based off of significant meanings for the object, and the numbers happen to be like, just think of it as if it was a superstitious thing or a lucky number, or hey, if this number is divisible by such and such number evenly, then it's a good number, you know. Like they say it's common mistake, or maybe perhaps somebody didn't know better when naming themselves if they named themselves something audacious and like a high number. Like in the last book, we had our secret Emperor 36 all-terrain Tundra vehicle.
Yes.
Who, as you may know, didn't know what he was talking about. He was literally a newly registered Tex Kalani citizen.
Yeah.
So he just like, yeah, let's name it, and like the characters literally laughed their asses off and were like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's like naming yourself a Japanese name and you go to Japan and you're like, oh, yes, I get a new Japanese name. I'm going to name myself Ramen Manga Naruto.
It's kind of like that, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, so, yeah, that's why 20 Cicada is kind of odd. His nickname is Swarm, though, which I think is fun. It's also named Swarm because he tends to, like, know everything that's going on within all of the different spaceships that are fighting the war, and just in general, I guess. He also practices a very ancient religion that most people don't that are Teixcalan, and he's bald, which is also unusual. Whereas Nine Hibiscus is just...
He's like bald, but he shaves his head, not just he's old.
Yeah, he chooses to shave his head, yeah. Yeah, and so, like, Nine Hibiscus is the typical, like, small and strong, beautiful, strong lady from Teixcalan, and 20 Cicada is, like, weird, tall, and sallow, and bald.
Yeah, like the Professor Snape to the Dumbledore, if Dumbledore was, like, strong, powerful woman. Actually, it's nothing like that. Scratch that. It's nothing like
It's like, I don't know. It's fun, though.
Dumbledore was a hot woman and also not even the same character.
Yeah.
At all.
So what they're dealing with is that the aliens are out there. They know that the aliens, like the other ships in the fleet, I think there's 6 ships in the fleet, are getting a little agitated because they want to go fight the aliens, but Nine Hibiscus is like waiting. She's not sure what should be the next course of action yet, and she receives like a message from one of the ship's commanders. Her name is 16 Moonrise, and she wants to she's like, why haven't you taken any action yet? In my head, 16 Moonrise is just an annoying Karen, but that's
oh
just
my
me.
God.
She's smart, but she's still annoying. Yeah. And
I'm
then
just expecting the bob weave and the like oversized pink cardigan, and just like, can I speak to your manager? Why haven't you done anything
Why
yet?
haven't you killed those aliens yet? So Hibiscus says, I'll have a dinner with Moonrise, 16 Moonrise, and so then they and they're waiting for actually the reason why Nine Hibiscus is waiting is she's waiting for like a smaller ship to come back that was trying to see what happened on a planet nearby, if it had been taken over by the aliens or what. They see that it's coming, and it's coming in fast. It's called the Knife. Fun. I like some of the ship names, and some of them I'm like, why is it called that?
Probably a reference to something.
Yeah, it is. So there's a lot of perspective shifts in this book now, and then we have our first one. We see Mahit on LaSalle Station. She's genuinely just pacing the station, arguing with herself and Iskander in her head about how she doesn't want to go to this dinner. And this dinner is that she was invited to eat with the head of Heritage. Aknol Amnardbat, I think is her name.
Yeah, who may be the one who sabotaged her thing in the first place, her Imago machine in the first place.
Yeah, and Iskander's convinced that's what happened, and Mahit's like, no, I shouldn't believe that.
You would never do such a thing.
Yeah.
Never.
While waiting. Oh, what were you saying?
But,
I'm sorry.
Dramatic
No,
irony
I
is
was
we know
being
she was
dramatic.
the one who did it, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
she did do the do.
She totally did it. Like we actually know. But
yeah, we saw it in a flashback from last
there was
book.
a little interlude piece that had the perspective of
And our
that character, yes, and what she had done was essentially like she's like the, I don't know, I think they mentioned it briefly, like maybe like the 15th generation or lineage on that specific memory imago, and along the lines like a prestigious pedigree of a hopeful and patriotic and compassionate congressperson, and all of a sudden she started being like, well, I can't stand what might happen over there. This is like our LaSalle station. I won't have anything, have anyone do anything. And she like, it's a very delicate piece of technology. She like scratched it with her nails that are usually so prim, so cut. She's usually like by the book, and all of a sudden she like snapped a little bit, and then she's like, oh my god, what can I do with all this power? And then like immediately regretted it, and then like, wait, who's gonna catch me? And then it just like goes to blank. So like,
so really it's not even her like imago that's bad. It's literally this one. Her. The most reasoned person is like an asshole bat.
Yep. It's just her.
Yeah.
So after Mahit is done panicking, she does end up going to Heritage's office. I don't know. She does buy like a comic called The Perilous Frontier that comes up later, but she doesn't read it immediately. She eats some food. It's kind of like more like an interrogation though, because Narbet wants to know why Mahit has returned. Mahit is pretty honest. She says like, I was involved in a riot. It was exhausting, and I wanted a break. And Mahit gets more questions like, why didn't you upload your imago yet? Because you're visiting. It's like you're supposed to upload your memories when you have a chance to.
But she's like, I feel like if I do that, you're just gonna kill me and take my imago machine.
You're just gonna kill me.
Or even just like check it so that to make sure, like, oh yes, it's not actually working. My sabotage did work.
Yeah, and then just let her go.
She doesn't want to give away that not only does she have the Iskander alive and well in her brain, she has 2 Iskanders. She got the old one too.
Yeah, she has both of them. Yeah, so Mahit tries to avoid it by like every way she can. Like, isn't there like a schedule for that? Like, well, I don't really want to. And Heritage tells her that she wants to inspect Mahit to see that the reason Iskander stayed away from the station so long hadn't spread to Mahit. Like treating her like she was like had a disease or something, which Iskander obviously takes offense to, as does Mahit.
Not in love with Texlan. I just like having sex with people from there. God.
Yeah, God.
Wow, so judgy.
Yeah, and Nerdbat gives Mahit like 7 days to upload her imago image, whatever.
Yeah, you have 7 days.
Yeah, you have 7 days, and Mahit starts panicking.
And
basically,
Mahit's like, but no, I don't want to.
I don't want to do that.
But how about no?
How about you?
How about no?
Yeah, so she's pretty well scared out of her wits, because she, as interesting as this is, coming from like a scientific perspective, even she admits it. She's like, well, they certainly would be interesting, but otherwise I'm screwed, because they would at the very least rip this entire thing out of her head and study it in like great detail, and she doesn't know who she would be, without the imago machine. She might not even continue to be herself, or she may need to continue to be like, somebody who has all this knowledge. I'm just like, what, you're just gonna cut it out and not let her continue to live like that?
Yeah, not only that, if she's not useful anymore, like LaSalle Station might just get rid of her entirely and just kill her off because she's too much of a threat. Because she has connections with with takes Kalan. They're afraid that she's going to be like a double agent, basically, because LaSalle basically wants Takes Kalan to leave them alone for the most, and Takes Kalan wants LaSalle to be part of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like two very opposite things.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Very true, yeah. So it's all just, I think it's just a lot of alarm bells in everyone's head in that situation, but for totally different reasons. Because Mahi doesn't want to die or lose a Skander. Nardbat is just xenophobic and doesn't want anything to do with the Empire.
Yeah, there's a lot of themes of xenophobia and like the fear of the other in these books.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that is like a main theme.
And Arkady Martine is she Hispanic, right?
No.
Or was it just that she does law in like New Mexico?
I don't know. She may be Hispanic, and I'm not sure. She does do law, and she's part of the green energy team in Mexico. So, yeah.
I was just thinking, like, in a state like New Mexico, you definitely have like a lot of experience with people from different cultures.
Oh,
and,
definitely.
like, a lot of xenophobia.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm sure she does deal with that in her day-to-day job. Interesting. Where were we? Oh yeah, back to the weight of the wheel. The knife point ship is returning rapidly to the weight of the wheel, and the captain in there is just like freaking out, saying that the aliens are following them. We have a message. We recorded a message of them talking, but it's not a language. It's awful. The people start escaping into shards, which are like, they're like little pod thingies. I don't know if somebody else has a better description of them. They're not like escape shuttles. They're like little tiny warrior scouter ships. Yeah. They start escaping into them, the shards, but then the aliens start attacking, and it looks like a terrifying goo that starts just eating the ships. Like a hyper-oxidizing fungus is what it's described as.
Super cool sci-fi weapon.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just horrifying.
Yeah.
Someone in a pod is hooked up to like audio with the weight of the wheel, and they're like, kill me now, because once it gets me, it's going to like basically eat me, and I don't want to live with that. Just eat the whole, it's gonna eat me, so just kill me. So Nine Hibiscus complies and shoots the shard, flying little shard thing. I think a few other people end up dying too. But the captain of the ship actually makes it back onto the weight of the wheel. I think most of the other will end up dying because of the alien attack. Just spooky goo. I don't know. How do you guys feel about the spooky goo?
It was.
I said I think it's super cool, horrifying, but like a super cool
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was super cool. First thing that I wrote down in my notes was that it was like a symbiote.
Oh yeah.
My like theory is that the goo is tangibly all part of one giant organism that like they're all connected to.
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel like is the reason why they were able to so fluidly, latch on. It reminded me of a slime from like a fantasy world.
Mm-hmm.
It latched on, stole material, dissolved it. Like, I feel like that's too complicated. I know we're in space and we have like bullshit like that, but I feel like it's a little too advanced to just be called technology. I feel like it is part of their living organism or their living bio.
I feel like it's a different kind of technology, right? Like they said they have like lasers and nukes and stuff on their ships.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's like a bioweapon kind of stuff. Reminds me of like how in StarCraft you got like the human military, like the space lasers, and then you just have like the Zerg with their like bioweapons.
Yeah, it is kind of like Zerg bioweapon. Yeah. I think at one point when I first read this book, I imagined them kind of being like Zerglings, aliens. Yeah.
Alright, so Tex Kalani clearly has not upped their APM, so they just did not do well. It really sucked. But here we are. And
construct enough pylons.
Yes. We need more minerals.
Pylons.
Must construct additional pylons.
And this is why they're in this position. They're losing the game.
Indeed. Thank you for knowing that reference.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh man.
I suck at StarCraft though. I suck real bad.
Me too. I was playing on like one of those old mouses with like the huge ball that you could take out and like clean and put back in. Yeah.
Oh yeah, track and ball mouse.
Yeah, track and ball mouse. Yeah, I played a ton of it, but I was never any good at it. That's fun.
Collab someday.
Yeah, let's play.
Actually, another one I want to play too with you guys. Hex, I know you said on your stream once you played Civ.
Yeah.
I have not played it in a long time, but I would like to do again.
That would be fun. That'd take forever.
Oh, yeah, I know. The sessions are gonna be like hella long. Yes.
When we're all like awake enough, yeah, definitely.
Oh, honestly, I can play Civ when I'm sleepy as long as it's co-op.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'll take off like half a day just for that.
Civ used to be my like sleepy time game. I would sense the easiest difficulty, and I would just like zone out and be like, "Workers go here and build this, and next turn."
That's great. I love that. It's a comfy game. Oh man.
Indeed. So what happened after they shot the ship?
So afterwards, 30 Wax Seal, I guess is the captain, I wrote it down. They explained again that they have a recording of the noises, language, quotation marks, that the aliens speak, but the language person that they had on the ship says it doesn't have parsable in the language. And they were scouting out what remained of the colony planet named Poloa 2, but they didn't get close enough to do anything about it. The three-ring alien ship showed up as soon as they got to Poloa 2, and then they were chased by the three-ringed alien ship, and now they're there. The Hibiscus is very comforting, and she's like, "It's okay, you survived. Thank you for your service." And then she's like secretly freaking out internally. Yeah. Switching perspectives, we're introduced to a new perspective. It's 8 Antidote's turn. Now
there's a child.
Yes.
There's a child clone of the previous emperor that we talked about earlier.
Yes. Some people complained, not too many that I could see, but some people didn't like how 8 Antidote was written. Like, they felt like it wasn't like an 11-year-old child, but I thought, like, he's literally a clone of the Emperor, and also he's, like, incredibly intelligent for an 11-year-old, and he still does kind of think like a kid. So I don't think it's too bad.
And he grew up in a situation where he was expected to become the next Emperor.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely not a normal child.
He is also just like the straight-up clone of the previous Emperor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hummingbird Garden Kid.
Yeah.
That's who he is. It's true.
Literally.
No, yeah, I definitely saw him as kind of like an uppity, like a little precocious prince.
Yeah.
Even before.
And even then, he still thinks things like, "I don't like it when they say that they treat me like a kid." So I think it's okay.
That's okay. Now,
as long as he doesn't become like a very suit character, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And he's not that right now at all.
No, I am thankful for the fact that he is not a little shit.
No.
I find that more often than not. Some books I've read.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes reading from a child perspective in like an adult book can be. I've experienced that.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, you don't understand me. You don't understand what I've been through."
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We read the book. Come on.
Yeah, I'm reading the book.
I'm 12 years old and no one understands me.
Yes.
Yeah, my skin.
Yeah. So, what were you saying?
Oh yeah, so 8 Antidote is he goes and visits 11 Laurel, who I can't quite remember if we met him in the first book, but he was mentioned at least. he is a part of the war ministry, and he's been teaching Eight Antidote about like military strategy, how to shoot a gun, like war history, things like that. And 11 Laurel called Eight Antidote Kier, which I thought was very cute. Kier has been tasked with figuring out how Nine Hibiscus conquered, like, she had some, like, military thing where she conquered a planet called Quran, and there was a small rebellion on it, like, and how she did it. And he figures it out because Nine Hibiscus didn't fight the people. She stalemated them and got them to stop. Because her crew trusted her completely. And she wasn't supposed to take that action. She was supposed to clear it by the War Ministry, but she just did it. And 11 Laurel tells her it's because she did that. That's why 19 Ads made her the Yautlek, so she will die quickly. But 8 Antidote's like, is that real? I don't know. And I think this entire part here is to introduce 8 Antidote and also like give you a background of who 9 Hibiscus is, because they don't have time to get into it in her own story. Yeah.
Yeah, and 9 Laurel seemed... Is it 9 Laurel? 19 Laurel?
11 Laurel.
11, damn it.
It's okay.
It's important. The important part is the Laurel part.
Yeah.
Anyway, he seems like kind of like a manipulative, like, snake type in the politics. It's like, oh yes, future emperor, this person is actually bad. Listen to me.
Yes, listen to me. I taught you how to shoot a gun. I'm cool.
I will teach you where to point the gun.
Yes.
Rebellion.
Yeah, and it's quickly revealed. That he's a spy master for the war, so he's even more shady now.
Yeah.
Switching perspective, we go back to Mahit, who is avoiding her problems. She doesn't want to deal with the fact that she needs to upload her imago. Iskander's like, you can't just sit there forever, that's not gonna work, girl. And he actually helps her calm down through like the endocrine system. And then she decides she needs to go talk to Kakal Onshu, the head of pilots. Because Onshu, she sent the secret messages to Iskander in the first place that Mahit maybe sabotage, like her imago machine may be damaged. Yeah. Avoiding your problems sounds familiar. Yeah. Yeah, she's literally just like sleeping, like trying to sleep for 6 days.
Oh shit, that's a way to...
I know, and Iskander's like, no, get up!
Yeah, the little voices in her brain telling her to get up.
Yeah, telling her to solve her problems and not just sleep, because I would just... At the end of chapter 2, 9 Hibiscus and 20 Cicada listen to the audio track that they got from the knife point. It is a horrible, horrible noise. It's just like screaming and scratching on chalkboards and mouth noises, I think. I don't know, it's just really bad. It's nauseous. It makes them nauseous and that they want to, like, barf. Cicada says that they must not have very nice mouths to make noises like that. And then 9 Hibiscus makes the decision that she needs someone who understands language more than just like a linguist. They need someone who's good at deciphering alien languages. So she puts in a request to get somebody from information, because that's their job, is to talk to aliens, quotation mark. Aliens can literally be like a humanoid, someone that looks exactly like a normal human, like you and I would know. But it also can be these weird cat alien things, so who knows?
I think they mentioned they've also like conquered like some quadruped aliens in the past too.
Yes, yeah, they had.
Yeah.
You love all the way the LaSalle station are names down. The Kakal Onshu's my favorite one. It's fun to say. And they're all like Armenian-ish. It's fun. But yeah, finally in chapter 3 we get a perspective from 3 Seagrass. She's back! Woo! And it's just her receiving the request for someone from information, and she gets excited and takes the job immediately. She isn't supposed to do that. I think she's supposed to go through higher channels, but she just takes it.
Mine.
Like, that's mine, because she wants to go out, and she needed an excuse to go see Mahit. And her plan...
Because she's in love.
She's in love.
She's in love.
Aww,
It's true.
She wants to go have sex with an alien. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not really aliens, they're just
Loves
both humans.
barbarians,
Just tall
figuratively,
humans.
metaphorically,
They're just tall
physically.
space humans.
Yeah, so like imagine someone chiseled like the perfect marble statue but made it like 2 feet tall. Then imagine like a normal person. That's pretty much the difference between like a LaSalle stationer and like a Texas.
They're not 2 feet tall.
They're pretty short.
They're like my height, with like 5'3", I think.
No, I feel like,
They're not like
I
dwarves.
feel like they describe them much shorter.
They're not hobbits, okay?
No, they're not
That's
hobbits. They're
different.
just shorter.
Well, I'm only
They look
thinking
a
about
head
marble
shorter.
statues being like 15 feet tall, and then they're being
Okay.
like cut dramatically shorter.
We're reading to say.
I wonder if I can find it.
I will always call them the marble statues of old.
You could be right though. It's seagrass has like a species about.
She's not a literal seagrass.
I know.
Well.
But if you stack 3 seagrasses on top of each other,
You know, lay them flat on a table, boom. Reeds do. So, fun fact, while you were looking that up, I saw Arkady Martine actually grew up in New York City. And was part of, has a Russian Jewish heritage.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So some of the Armenian names make sense because all of them are pretty much neighboring Baltic states at that point. But she has traveled quite a bit. And
I bet.
let's see, spent time in Turkey, Canada, Sweden, Baltimore, and then is in New Mexico.
Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore's very exciting.
It's like we can the other places you said.
Don't ask
Baltimore.
me, like, look, man, I want to go see an Orioles game as much as the next person, but why is it up there on the list with, like, Sweden?
Yeah.
You know?
Now she lives in Santa Fe.
Yes.
Her wife.
That explains a lot.
I have her wife's book, but I haven't read it yet. It's like a gothic horror book, but like the vampires and everybody are like trying to live normal lives. Maybe I should read it. It's October.
Ooh. I'm about to read it too.
Okay. Oh yeah, she wants to see her, and honestly, I don't know how much it's explained, but it does get explained later on. If Three Seagrass takes this job, then she can take detours to go pick up Mahit on the way to the job, and then she'll be with Mahit forever, and that's her secret plan. It's not that secret, but secret for her.
In fact, it was not so secret enough where she accepted the commission. She's like, oh, this is my last chance. I could just live a normal life. I don't know, maybe I could. She clicks send. She's good. And then she's like, oh, she went to like a ship station and she's like, oh, can you stow me away? I'm like going in the same direction as you. They're like, yeah, I guess. We're leaving in like an hour and a half. She go gets food and is it a gate?
5 agate, yeah.
Agate? Okay. 5 agate shows up out of nowhere, who is now officially the Esquire. I remember you didn't know how to pronounce it.
Iswazo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and is a more official to 19 ads, and just like, hey, I'm here by the way on Emperor's orders, just to ask you a question relating to the same 11 Laurel that we were talking about before, because he's in fact so sus. I have other people trying to suss him out. So tell me how you feel about him. So her plans are not so secret. They're always watching.
Yeah.
And 19 ads is the Emperor now. So. And then also it's she's also just like, I don't know this character. He was barely in the last book. Please stop asking me about this character. I don't know who he is.
Yeah, she's like, I've never talked to 11 Laurel in my life. Why the heck do you even want to know?
Did you read the last book?
Yeah. He wasn't
even
there.
read the last book? He wasn't even here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell me what the canon is.
Yeah. By that, it's like, okay, bye. But it's definitely to like check and be like, oh, are you being sent by 9 Hibiscus or 11 Laurel? Why are you going out? So, yeah. That actually happens in chapter 3, so it's cool no matter what, but Mahit's part in this chapter is she goes and finds Dakakalonchu. She finds her at a bar because I guess that's just where she spends most of her time. And I found like this is like, oh wow, they must really live in like Eastern Europe because everyone's choice of drink is just a straight up glass of vodka.
I feel like they're also in the military and they're going through a serious war, and they're like, I need a harder drink, man.
That's true.
Keep in mind, she just had like a ton of her fleet die to like aliens with like fungus weapons.
Oh yeah.
Indeed.
Horrifying and awful and scarring.
Yeah, it's like if you noticed, if you guys didn't know from the last book, like they had a lot of fruity drinks, a lot of like refreshing things, but you know their planet is also based, you know, around actual living organisms, so it's not like a thick metal hull or shelter where there's like just a industrial station. Like there's similarities in their stature at like where they live versus what they have, so like they don't probably have time to import such nice things to have cool mixed drinks, you know. Like in the first chapter, Mahit was given dinner with like actual processed wheat, whereas you wouldn't find that anywhere else, or not anywhere else, but you would find that very far and few between from other people in the station. Whereas in like Tykes Kalan, they had these ridiculously crafty, diverse fruity drinks, and they were just getting like sloshed on it while reciting poetry, and they were just like, you know, so you can tell the setup of their organization just based on like
it's like the decadence of the empire with like the hard knocks of the station. The utilitarianism is what I should have said.
I think another thing was like I think it's later, but Three Seagrass like notices how, as she's boarding the ship, like how much fish paste is being loaded on the ship, and she's like, why would anyone want that much fish paste? But it's like you also, I think earlier we saw Mahit, she's like eating like fish, and it was like a delicacy on the station because they never get fish.
Yeah, they mostly eat like fish paste or fish cakes, so yeah.
But like an actual fish. It's like a rarity.
So when you say you want to think of vodka, it is now our vodka.
Our vodka, yeah. That's funny. But I did find, I actually thought that the Dakakalonchu, despite being a little cold to Mahit, she was still overall friendly. They go on a walk, and Onshu explains that, she sent those messages. She didn't like that Heritage was making unilateral decisions and not talking to the rest of the council, and neither did Darsh Taratz, the counselor for mining. So they wanted to interfere and try to like have their own say in what would happen with Iskander. Onshu now knows that Heritage did intervene with Mahit's Imago. And now Mahit's like, the message, or wait, whatever, Mahit wants to know what the message was meant to be for, and Onshu tells Mahit to consult Iskander. Oh yeah, because Taratz and Iskander had a long-term communication while Iskander was the ambassador, and it turned they're just very patriotic towards the station, I guess, and Onshu says that Iskander can tell you more about that than I can, and Iskander's like, shit.
And I don't want to talk about this.
I don't want to talk about that. And they will talk about that in the next chapter. The last thing
I want to talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Right now?
We're going to talk about that later.
No, I'm kidding.
We can't. I don't care. The last thing that happens, it's not too much that happens in this chapter, is they go back to Nine Hibiscus's perspective. She's having her political dinner with 16 Moonrise, and 16 Moonrise is subordinate to 12 Fusion. And they immediately reveal that they were just in combat with the aliens, and they have sound audio that they want 16 Moonrise to hear. 16 Moonrise is really an annoying Karen about it. She's just like, why aren't you fighting all the aliens now? The war should be started. We don't need to negotiate. Blah, blah, blah. And Hibiscus is like, okay, listen to this horrible audio, and makes like them want to barf because the audio is just so unpleasant and awful.
I love your Karen voice. It's so funny.
Oh yeah, my Karen voice.
like projecting a visual reaction with bile, and you're just like, no, I expected it. Good on you, man.
Yeah.
But this is all politics once again, because the fact that Nine Hibiscus was put up as the Yotlek was already like a contested piece, and once again, you heard from the other chapter that 11 Laurel was telling A Antidote that the reason why she became that higher position was just to die for the country. But you're like, well, I don't know. And then the other people around her who would have had the position were like, well, I don't know why she was really put there in the first place. So like her story's becoming more flush, and this was a political way to garner more control her new position by like convincing this hothead Karen that there are bigger threats than just having a name under your title, you know?
Yeah.
So Karen gets put in her place.
Yeah, she does get put in her place. And 16 Moonrise is really opposed to having someone from Information come on to help with the alien translation. But Nine Hibiscus is like 100% for it. She explains that it's like the Information is trained to understand this type of thing, and they come with pre-fucked minds, so it's fine. So the audio may not be as bad or something. Yeah. And I think Nine Hibiscus only says that because she just wants 16 Moonrise to shut up, but yeah. Chapter 4. Since we covered the Three Seagrass getting on the ship and running.
Yeah.
She gets on the ship with the hearts. Squeezes in between two giant heart containers, is what I imagined.
Man, she has it bad for money.
Definitely.
Going
She definitely
Interstellar
does.
just to get that call. I mean, far be it from me to stop her.
Hey, baby, my empire's not at home.
My empire's not at home. My empire's with you. At the beginning of chapter 4, Mahit confronts Iskander about the conversation that they had over the 30 years that Iskander was the ambassador with Darsh Taratz. Taratz had been using Iskander because he knew that Iskander would be capable of getting close to like the higher ups in the empire, and he would be able to become important to them. But it was all part of Taratz's plan to like basically like kind of draw the spooky aliens closer to being able to like maybe just take over the empire or just start them into an forever war. He thought it would take the empire apart, and Iskander is really sad to admit that he like went along with it because he like loves the empire, but also like his own culture is still clearly like, important to him, and that he just did it. He fully blames himself, but Mahit is like, well, nothing is ever going to be easy in our world, and we just have to deal with it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We go back to 8 Antidote, who goes to ask Nami Mommy 19 adds a question. 8 Antidote wants to ask ads about why she chose 9 Hibiscus to be the Yotlek. Because 11 Laurel says that it's because she's going to die as fast as possible. but adds this like, no, it's because I think she's dangerous enough to try to live through all of this instead. So a little bit more information on 9 Hibiscus, I think. I think it's neat that they try to tell you about 9 Hibiscus without her ever telling you anything about herself in the book. Everyone else says things about her.
Yeah, honestly, that's a good way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And we've also, it's not just tell, not showing, because we've seen her like get really sad over her fleet dying too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like
so she clearly cares a lot.
Yeah, you believe what other people are saying about her because you can see it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's neat.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it. Take notes, writers.
Yes, take notes. In this chapter, 3 Seagrass is also, she's just moving through the sectors. She ends up having to pay like a huge amount of money to end up getting to LaSalle Station for her last jump. But she does it. And at the end of the chapter, Mahit returns to the bar to talk to Onshu again, but Darsh Tarats is there too. Tarats is not as friendly. Hold on, I'll talk about Tarats in a second. Gilded Siren, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. We are discussing A Desolation Called Peace. It is a sequel to A Memory Called Empire, both by Arkady Martine. How is
goodness, wait, Siren! Oh my goodness, this is such a coincidence, because while we've been talking, I've literally been drawing you.
Oh, you are? That's so cool! Oh, thank you, Chaos, I was about to do that. You were playing Genshin Impact, nice.
Very nice.
The talks are going well, I think.
Yeah.
It's fun talking about the books. But yeah, if you are at all interested in the things we're saying, I suggest you go read A Memory Called Empire and A Desolation Called Peace, so you can join in next time.
So you should introduce yourself to all the raiders.
Yes, welcome. My name is Trip Starlick. I am a sea bunny slug, and I run a star observatory here at my house that you can see behind me. And I'm running a book club tonight with my friends Dr. Toto Hex and Realm. You guys can briefly say who you are too if you want. Why not?
Sure. Why not? My name is Realm to Exist. I am another member of this book club here, a star-based VTuber. And Siren now is actually just about to lurk on your channel. So fancy meeting you here.
Nice.
So, hope you had a
Dr. Toto Hex, the smartest science turtle in your ocean of nature.
Yay!
Yeah, we're talking about space lesbians.
Yeah, we're talking about space lesbians. They're getting closer and closer. One of them took a dangerous mission to go talk to space aliens to just grab her girlfriend on the way.
This is a intergalactic booty call.
Yeah.
I hope you understand that.
A very dangerous booty call.
You'll see in the chapters that she literally goes through like 5 different quadrants, speaks to somebody who has like a 3rd language, and roughly negotiates herself as cargo to get to the one station where her girlfriend's at.
Yeah, it's true. That's what love does to you.
They're not even official yet.
I was about to say that we're not even exclusive. That's
not even exclusive.
stunning. That one kiss.
You know, they have had one kiss in a moment of like supreme sadness, but also love.
They also spent only a week together or something.
It's true, it was only a week, but it was a very powerful week.
It was an intense week, and you'll figure out more if you go read the book. We'll happily speak to you about it.
But right
Please,
now,
I definitely recommend. Yeah,
I definitely do recommend it. It's a fun read, and this one's fun too.
Yeah, we're reading the sequel right now.
So where we were in A Desolation Called Peace. Oh yeah, Mahi is going to talk to
Darsh Tarats.
Yeah, Darsh Tarats and the Kakal Onshu.
Yeah, and Darsh is basically the head of LaSalle, as I understand it. He's the head of the miners.
Yeah, he's the head of the miners.
He's a big guy. The man with plans.
Yeah, man with plans. He doesn't want anyone to hurt LaSalle Station, but he's not going about it in a very xenophobic way, I guess. Like Heritage is. That's another counselor. Council on the station. He's trying to redirect alien forces towards the Empire, not themselves.
No, but he also does hate the Empire a lot.
He does hate the Empire too, yeah. Just as much.
Very patriotic.
Mm-hmm.
In ways that are good and bad.
Yeah.
Bad, it seems.
He's not as... Like, I feel like Onshu was, like, not friendly, but she wasn't mean to Mahi, whereas I think Taratsu is actually not very nice at all to Mahi. She's like... Because Taratsu is like, you're broken, and you need that Imago removed, and you just have to take your aptitudes again. I'm gonna give that Imago chip to somebody else that I can control better than you, Mahi. And she's panicking... Yeah. Because she's like, I don't even know if you take this Imago image out, I don't even know if I'm gonna survive that.
And it doesn't seem like he cares.
No, he doesn't care. The older Iskander in her mind, because she's Iskanders, offers himself up as a bargaining chip. He's like, just tell him about me, then he can use us, it'll be fine. But then the alarms go off in the ship. And we're met with an interlude. What's in this? Oh yes, the aliens consider meat to be an interesting topic of thinking about to them. The meat is not better than the singing we, except that they can pilot ships, and they think that maybe if they absorb enough of these people, they can learn how to pilot ships. That's like it for that little bit, and then the rest is Amnardbat, the head of Heritage, realizing that people don't like her because she's kind of a bitch. She doesn't think that her sabotaging Mahit was a mistake. She just wants her to leave, and she doesn't want anyone to know anything about the no one can know about
her sabotage
or her sabotage. Yeah, she's just it's really xenophobic for like a whole page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very paranoid. Well. Mm-hmm. You're just like it's interesting that like you see a lot externally in like shows and movies where people go kind of like a little nuts, and then they like try to rationalize it in their head before they go just batshit insane.
Oh yeah.
But you hear it now internally going like, no, it was like, okay, this is the cell station, and like, I mean, there's aliens, but like these aliens to like take out, and then we could stay annexed and just not be. We can just be who we are. Like, we don't have to worry about anything else. Like, you know, me, myself, and I, all she's missing is just a white, jacket restraining her arms, and she'd be the picture perfect spooky person.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy evil bitch.
Mm-hmm. Just a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of is, though. It's pretty much what she is.
Yeah. I think I posted this in the Discord. What did I say?
I
said, what page chat? What page chat? Where are you?
Oh, I hope Amnardbat gets an Imago who dies while sneezing, so she will forever feel like she has to sneeze, but can never sneeze. I was like, yeah.
Oh my god. I remember that.
I hope so too.
Just, literally, I hope it. So yeah. Could you imagine like it like had major injuries for every like cell station interaction?
Mm-hmm.
Like instead of putting their hands over their chest and like bowing like takes Kalani, the cell stationers shake hands. Could you imagine they like lost an arm? The person before lost an arm shaking a hand, or like died while sneezing, or has lots of allergies but doesn't know what it's from, and you just look at it
has IBS. And just constantly
I
gotta go.
No.
It's for like the one source of protein that they have at the cell station. You just like, see her in the corner, like nothing works.
Oh no.
That's what we hope happens to.
Yeah, I'm not bad. Just fuck her. She's
fine if she has it though. She can have the horrible fate.
Exactly.
Fate worse than death. Have IBS or because it's the worst, because it's like she would think she has to sneeze, but she never gets to sneeze.
Yeah, your nose is always itchy. That'd be so inconvenient.
And I hope the machine in her head too says "bless you" before she sneezes, and then she never sneezes.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Right? She's just like tripping over herself half the time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so in chapter 5, we start out with Nine Hibiscus. She's traveling in like a little scouter fighty thing to Paloa 2 to see what is left of it. 16 Moonrise has also sent people already down to go like see what's on the planet. She notices that like the ships are super updated now. Like they have like this collective perception type of thing. So like if you're in one ship, you can see where all of the ships are. You're like a not collective consciousness, but just collective vision type of thing. And it takes her like forever to update it. And then she finally gets over to the planet and realizes that there's just completely eviscerated bodies on the planet. Like the organs were pulled apart, but it's not like they ate anything. They just like pulled the people apart and like left them there. The particular Paloa 2 is made, it was like a planet for making like glass for the cloud hooks that they all wear, their Google glasses. And all of the machinery is intact, but all the glass is gone. Like that's what they instead, maybe? They're not sure. And all like the satellites as well surrounding the planet have been like torn apart and like kind of eaten. Like the batteries and stuff, all the important things to make the satellite run have been just like, they're gone. Hibiscus is like completely sickened by it and calls for a funerary rite for the entire planet. Old pork no eat, what the heck, chaos. The people. So that's pretty bad.
Yeah, no shit.
So that's pretty bad.
You know, okay, it's just like a really bad deal, okay?
Seems like a really bad day. We go back to Three Seagrass, who has arrived on LaSalle Station. He's like, it's so small, but it kind of looks like a diamond, and it's really pretty. Wow, I'm gonna see my girlfriend! Yay! And
she's pretty naive.
Yeah.
In this whole
Verbatim,
thing.
please. This will be on the test.
Yeah. She arrives there and she's like, hello, I'm from Takes Kalan and I'm looking for this person. Or, I don't even know if she says who she's looking for. I think she just says this is who she is.
Yeah, because
like,
she's kind of used to like being in the city where like everyone just sort of respects her automatically because she's a citizen of the city.
Yeah, and instead of getting like a warm welcome immediately, the people in the ship hangar just sound the alarm like
like who the fuck is this in the cargo?
Who is this? And the ship captain that brought her there's like, wait, you were from Texcalon? Fuck.
We weren't supposed to take you here.
Yeah.
Exactly. And she's like, well, I know how to like do this the Texcalani way, but I don't know if you're gonna want to do it that way.
Yeah.
Which is like, you know, positional maneuvering and other crap like that. And then all of a sudden she's just like, well, you know what? I'll just ask him for Mahit. And as soon as she thinks about Mahit, she's right there.
Yeah.
Just
yeah, Mahit shows
smack
up.
dab in the landing bay.
Yeah. Yeah, she's right there, and Mahit's just like looking at her like, why are you here? What? Huh? and Seagrass is, I think, relieved at that point to see her.
And they kiss, and then the end.
Go ahead.
Yay!
Yeah, they're united.
Yay!
Yay!
The end.
Quickly before
But
we
not
go,
actually.
Right, at the end, they're reunited and they live happily ever after on the cell station, and Mahit doesn't get hurt. Manga image removed. The end.
And then that bitch stubs her toe, and then she leaves the cell station forever.
Yes.
Goodbye.
What really happens, actually quickly, before we get back to Three Seagrass and Mahit, 8 Antidote is, he decides to, like, try to watch TV, but, like, on his, like, iPad or something, but he wants to have privacy, and the only place he could do it is, like, in the bathroom, because it's the only place there aren't cameras directly at him. He's really just watching, like, Star Trek or something, but he just doesn't want people to see it.
He also watches the uncensored one with the graphic porn.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Or the graphic sex scenes.
Uh-oh.
He's like a teenager, I guess.
He's a Hellraiser. He's a rebellion.
He's 11.
No, he's not doing it to, like, watch the sex scenes, though.
No.
I don't think the book says it like that. The book is more like, oh no, he's doing this just because he wants the real history, and also the writing is better.
Yeah, he wanted the real history. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he's
True tales from inside the tents of the emperors.
Yeah, and he decides to go ask 11 Laurel like what's really going on in the war. After that point. Were you gonna say something? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
They show early in the book that like he's fairly. I mean, he does have most of the DNA of the Emperor, but he's like his own person. And when it came to the war strategy, like he's pretty good. Like, he knows what he's talking about. He can understand a fair bit for the fact that he has not ever left Palace East, save for a few other occasions, or even left the city. So, you know, he's doing pretty good, and he's just like, you know what? I care about what's really going on. So,
Wait, did we get to the part where he goes to the military planning session yet? I don't think we have.
I think that happens in the next chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does go happen in the next chapter. With the next thing that happens is Mahit brings her through Seagrass to a fungible meeting room. Is what was described. To talk about like, why are you here? And Three Seagrass excitedly explains like, we have to go to a spaceship and talk to some aliens, and I want you to come with me. It's gonna be great. Mahit's like, are you for real? And Mahit gets really concerned that Three Seagrass is like running away from the Empire, and Three Seagrass is like, no, I just want you to come with me. This is totally real.
Think twice if you're okay. Yeah,
right.
But then like Mahit's like, actually, I don't really want to stay on the station either because they want to pick apart my brain. So
she totally agrees.
Yeah, like, and then Darth Sharatz is like, okay, but if you go, you better be like our little spy and convince the aliens to like fight the Empire for us.
It's true. Mahit is concerned that she won't be able to get off the station, but yeah, she talks to Sharatz and agrees to be a spy, basically. And so she can go. Yep.
It's pretty much her.
Dad, can I go with my girlfriend to talk to the aliens? Okay, but you better convince the aliens to support our political party.
Yes. You better.
Alright,
I'll be home by 11. Okay, take you.
Yeah, take my pamphlets with you.
My pamphlets, yeah. Tell them about my mining career.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. The last thing that happens in chapter 5 is that 9 Hibiscus and 20 Cicada hold funeral rites for all the people on Paloa 2. It's harder to run a funeral for an entire planet because it's an entire planet. And 20 Cicada chose to describe the killing as if it were a plague, because Cicada definitely feels like they are the alien enemy to him is a plague. And Hibiscus laments on just how many funerals that she has run and how many she's going to have to run, and it's a lot. And it's sad.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a totally dead planet.
Yeah, it's a totally eviscerated planet.
But they like reclaim it and they're like, this is us, we are here, get out of here, aliens, fuck you.
Yeah.
No, I think it literally says like, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, they have been quite poignant with the word fuck. Fucking, fucked, and yeah.
Oh, you're intrigued by their motivation.
They're just
chaos?
literally just like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Or just like, you know, she's just like internally monologuing before.
I think also as a like military officer, she's just like, you know, she just swears like a sailor.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
And gives it some character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Space pirates, which is perfect because we're reading about pirates.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See, we're just savants at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is. So right, they were running the whole funeral for the planet.
And then it's chapter 6. Chapter 6 starts out with Three Seagrass wandering around the station because she's waiting for Mahit. Well, that whole conversation with Taras goes down. She finds a vendor who's selling like beer, but it ends up being like kelp beer. He's like, this is the worst thing I've ever tasted. This is really
He's
gross.
like, do you think this has a chance to be popular in the Empire? She's like, maybe on some planet.
Yeah. Seagrass got her what's it called? Like vacation episode in.
Yeah. Her,
She's
like,
yeah.
her hour of vacation.
A school trip episode.
Yeah, the school trip episode. But the school trip episode gets cut short because Nardbat shows up and it's like,
Goddamn
why
bitch.
are you here? Why are you
Why
drinking
are you
that?
stealing our culture? Are you a spy?
Yes. Why are you drinking that kelp beer?
This is clearly illegal transactions between our cultures. Like,
Yes.
clearly you're wrong. I don't know who you are, but you're wrong.
And Three Seagrass is like, nah, I'm just here. I'm leaving in like a
Vibing,
minute.
bitch. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm just vibing.
Literally. We're sorry, but you're like killing the vibe right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, and Nardbat promptly pays for the kelp beer and takes her back to the hangar. I definitely need to see someone from the Empire off of my station. And yeah, Three Seagrass is like, damn, why is she so mean?
Yeah, because she doesn't realize like how much the people the Empire like conquerors actually despise the Empire.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, everyone's in the Empire now. Now they're part of the civilized world. Yay!
Yay! Yeah.
Literally, the descriptor for like she literally Three Seagrass has her head in the clouds comparatively to the rest of the world, just because even in chapter before, where besides the fact that like Three Seagrass wanted to see Mahit, she's like, you're great at languages, you're the most civilized barbarian I know. And she's like, what do you mean barbarian? You're the one who put the moniker of barbarian on me. We got like, I'm not a barbarian, I'm just like another human like you.
Yeah.
And so there's like this very like, I don't know what the term is, it's just like very hyper centralized glory to like their own nation, thinking that like everything is just like right above them.
Yeah. It's like low-key racist.
Yeah. Look.
It is, in the most like, I hate to say it, but like the most endearing way. She's just like, la la la, I'm just living my life, just everything is great because of the Empire, and then all of a sudden she's hit with the real world. Well, actually, it's people in the market were like, this is we haven't had any opportunities. Could we
it's like that kid who grew up like as an honor student in like the like super like wealthy neighborhoods, like being like, why don't the poor people just work harder?
Yeah.
Kind of like person, and then she's like, she doesn't mean it in a bad way because she doesn't think it's bad, but she's coming to realize like, oh, the world doesn't work the way I thought it did.
Yeah. It's true. And she realizes that in the entire interaction between Mahit showing back up on the hangar with Onshu, or Mahit being like, I have to go with Three Seagrass, we're gonna go and talk to some aliens, and I can't be there for the Imago
sorry,
thing.
you're not gonna rip my brain apart, baby.
Bye.
Okay, boy, bye.
Yeah, and Nardbat is like, oh, that's fine, you can go. You're gonna die anyway, so bye.
Literally,
I was like, I wanted to kill her anyway, and I was just gonna go talk to aliens. Let's go. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, at any point during this whole interaction, they could have sent over any sort of like LaSalle Station police or have a private escort. Like, oh, we're gonna take you back and like dissect your brain right now. But at that point, she's just so like shuddered into herself in terms of LaSalle Station's like security. She's like, you know what? You're just like one variable that could have destroyed our little station. So you know what? Don't preserve your history. Leave. I don't want your disgusting, your disease that you may have incurred as part of Tex Kalan in our station anymore. If you want to be part of us, then like bye.
Yeah.
I don't want your
like,
Empire fetish in my memory banks.
Empire fetish. Yeah, that's how she acts.
Literally. Wait, it just reminds me of it's like the person saying don't kink shame. They're like, kink shaming is my kink.
Oh gosh.
So essentially, she's kink shaming everybody, but it's not what she likes.
Yeah.
Culture shaming, basically.
Oh, get on this ship, presumably, and we have one other perspective change for this chapter. That's what we just talked about almost, or we referenced. Antidote goes to the Ministry of War to go see Nine Hibiscus's war because he's very curious and he wants to keep going. He almost gets tased on the way in because the security doesn't realize that it's him.
Yeah, and he pulls a badass move.
He's like, I am the Emperor, or whatever. Not the Emperor,
he like jams the taser closer to his neck. He's like, "You really gonna tase me, bro? I'm like the clone of the Emperor."
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The guard's like, "Oh, sorry."
Sorry. Yeah, it's funny. He goes straight to the war room after that, and he meets 3 Azimuth, the new war minister. 3 Azimuth lets Antidote, like, she's like, oh, well, come here, kid, you might as well, here's what we're doing, and they look through, like, war strategies, and it doesn't look good. Like, I think that their ships keep getting destroyed in the simulations. And so 3 Azimuth lets 8 Antidote try his hand at creating, like, his own strategy, and he makes, like, a net,
play, like, 5D chess. Yeah, he basically has the ships, like, form a net formation so that they can, because the alien ships keep teleporting, so he's like, okay, if you make a net, just like scan everything at the same time. There's no way they can get away. No matter where they are, we can just shoot them down.
Yeah.
And then 3 Azimuth is like, great, that would be awesome if our pilots ever actually work together. So too bad that plan sucks because none of our pilots ever work together.
Yeah, she's like, that's really good for someone that has never thought about the internal politics of war.
He's like, oh, god damn it, I forgot that people are selfish and in it for their own glory.
But, you know, 8 Antidote doesn't feel too bad about that. He's, like, excited that he got to do it, and then he got praise.
No, but then he was like, but I kind of wanted to see it, though. I kind of wanted to see, like, my simulation. And she's like, you wanted to see the war? He's like, wait, that's not what I said.
Wait, that's not what I said. Yeah. Yeah. She invites him to come back, though, and he's like, yeah!
Yay, I get to be part of things.
But, like, I have to be bashful and I can't show myself because I'm, like, the future emperor, so, like,
yeah.
I guess I'll go back.
He has
God,
to be stoic. Yeah.
Like being tsundere.
Yeah, being like, he's a little tsundere.
I like his nickname. It's a cute nickname.
Sure. Yeah.
I think it's cute.
Not as cool as Map.
Yeah, Map is really cute.
I love Map.
Exactly, because in the beginning she's like, yeah, he's a little shit, but he's my little shit. Which I appreciate.
True. What's next? We have them on the ship. Chapter 7. Oh, it's more 8 Antidote. Oh yeah, 8 Antidote is like sleeping and he wakes up just seeing like 19 ads just like watching him sleep. Or she's like watching over him holding like the spear knife thingy kind of thing. And she's like, I want to show you this. So he wakes up and he looks at it and sees that it's actually like a hollow projector image type of spear thing. And it shows like pictures of the Emperor and 19 ads like being happy and doing stuff together like before they were the Emperor. And how he had like dreams of like making the Empire like a safer and better place, and she still wants to make the Empire a better and safer place. And she encourages 8 Antidote to continue to do what he's doing, like going to the War Ministry, but he needs to like think more critically about it, find out why 11 Laurel wants to like teach him all those things, and to find out if 3 Azimuth really wants to end the war. And now he has like a weird spear thing.
Yeah.
And she leaves. She's a weird mom.
Yeah, I don't know what would happen if like a Dami mommy showed up in my bedroom and just handed me a spear. Like,
be like,
I don't know what to do with this.
Thanks.
It's an avocado. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
He's just like, I can't act like I just woke up, and I know this must mean something important. So, cool.
Cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Understandable for 11-year-old to get woken up with a spear in his face.
Did that happen to you? That never happened to me.
I didn't say it happened to me. I just said it's understandable. I would not wish it on somebody except for like that kid because he needs to be grown up to be emperor.
Yeah, I mean, it was technically like a photo thing, so I guess it's not being used as a weapon.
But that's still weird, though.
Like, he
showing up
it.
in the kid's bedroom and being like, "This is me and your quote-unquote dad," basically.
Yeah,
We're so
totally
happy
weird.
together.
It's totally weird.
It was like literally bloodied and lacquered to in a way where it just like kept its veneer from the years of its use.
Mm-hmm.
So you just see this like this visceral like weapon in your face. You're like,
Don't show up in your kid's room and give them an old photo of you and their dad and be like, "I hope you grow up like this someday." That's weird.
If you do it, don't do it at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
he literally the picture was of Six Direction with the flowing mane of a god on a horse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's some Old Spice type stuff. And you're just like, she literally said, I don't know how long we were gonna live, but I knew I loved that man. I loved his vision. That's why we're here. And I'm like, that's such a like protagonist story. You're just like, a maiden fell in love and they made a kingdom together.
Yeah.
And they both had sex with the same man from another planet or another space station.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Plot twist, you both had sex with him.
Right.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum.
They never had the three-way, damn it.
Darn shame.
Great antidote. Go back to Nine Hibiscus is watching more of the funerals, getting restless. Oh, thanks for the hydrate, Derringer. Hydrate.
Oh, dings me.
And a trigger and clench. Woo! And stretching. It's like the same thing, but I like that I have two different ones.
Alright.
Everybody stretch. Thanks. Oh, my back.
Literally.
Oh, yeah, I popped my back.
I feel a pinch in my back. Okay, cool.
That I go to sleep. Alright, good night, Derringer. Thanks for joining.
Good night, friendo.
Where were we? Oh yeah, she's watching the funerals, and honestly, I feel like she's just getting more and more sad that people are dying and can't do anything about it, which is understandable. The ships have taken back Apollo 2. It kind of awakened the aliens, so they're starting to fight back a bit more. Cicada goes to her room and says it's time to do something about it, and she's like, yeah, but I want to have the envoys like talk to them. I want to see if we can communicate, and they're only like 2 shifts away, so they're waiting. Nine Hibiscus tries to sleep, but she has trouble doing it. She is excited to have a knock on the door while she's supposed to be sleeping. It's one of the people working on the ship that says that they have acquired a dead body of one of the aliens. It's a weird looking alien that Nine Hibiscus should go look at. So she's like, yeah, cool, I hated sleeping, and she goes and that.
Okay. I have to say here before we move on, I really like the writing in this part. I feel like this is like where the writing became like, I was like realizing, oh, the writing in this is a lot better than the previous books. It feels a lot less dry.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like describing, she was basically, instead of just saying like, oh, she couldn't sleep, it was more like, what was it? How did the book say it? It was like that emperors and like Yatleks are gifted with the ability to never be able to sleep.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Basically saying they have like internal insomnia.
Yeah,
and then when the other person comes in, like because Nine Hibiscus is not dressed, they say like the other person is like looking at the ceiling and like looks uncomfortable. Just goes to like keep making me think that like she's really attractive.
Oh yeah.
Because they also described her as like having a really what was it, muscular body with like large curves of fat above.
Yes.
Or something like that.
I'll find it somewhere.
She's got big boobs.
Yes.
The boobs.
But also muscular and strong. Which is like, damn, girl. Okay, that's me being horny over. Okay,
that's okay. You can be horny. They stripped it of its. Oh yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, she immediately goes to go look at the alien, and it's very weird looking. It has a really long. Sorry, I'll try to describe it. It has 4 limbs, almost like bipedals. The rear 2 are short and thick, powerful in the thighs below the long torso. The front 2 were overlong by human standards, with 4-fingered hands that ended in blunt claws. The claws were capped decoratively in some kind of bright plastic shot through, like, silvery wires. The skin is mottled. The neck is really long. It's half as long as the torso. A neck for bending and tearing. It has front-facing eyes like a predator, but it also has weird, fuzzy cat ears. So it's, like, super terrifying that it has, like, fuzzy cat ears. That's the alien. And it's definitely, or it's not definitely, I don't really know, even now. It's not, like a reptile or an insect, it's more mammalian than anything else. Yeah. I thought maybe I hear the cat girl description.
Yeah. Like, when I was reading it, I was just imagining the long cat meme ever since I heard the cat ears part. But no, it's not long body, it's long.
Oh my gosh, hello! Hi, Damon Resnick!
Hey,
Welcome!
Hello.
Hello, welcome to the
YouTuber brother
observatory.
Damon.
Hello, Raiders! It's just the char from Guild Wars 2! Oh, welcome. We are discussing A Desolation Called Peace by Arkady Martine. That is the sequel to A Memory Called Empire. So if you find what we're saying about this book entertaining, you should go read A Memory Called Empire first. Yeah, but thank you very much for the raid. My name is Trip Starlick. I am a Sea Bunny Slug, and I run this observatory here and every other Tuesday a book club or a manga club, depending on the day. And these are my friends, Dr. Toto Hex, your awesome One-chan turtle scientist genius, and Realm, another StarTuber friend, who also runs like a magical library. And yeah. If you want to
Thank you for shouting us out.
Much appreciated. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I think I got
took the words right out of my mouth, but maybe not in the same order.
No, not in the same order. I'm like, maybe I'll memorize their monologues, their introductions, and I can just say them. But yeah, thank you. We are discussing chapter 7. Are we at the end? Yeah, we're at the end of chapter. The only last thing that happens in the chapter 7 is that they get onto Jasmine Throat, Mahit, and Three Seagrass to go to the Weight of the Wheel ship, and they really get right to work. They listen to the alien noises, and it's really awful and makes them want to barf, and they joke about having to go get 2 trash cans to barf in with bin liners. And it's nice to see, because it's like, wow, it's back to normal, kind of, but not really, because they both have different stakes at hand.
Yeah, and also they have to address that their friend is dead.
Yeah, and their friend is dead. It's sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that. Oh, and now we're at an interlude. The interlude is just Onshu lamenting that all her soldiers are dying and she really can't do anything about it. And I really kind of felt for her here, because, like, her describing that, like, when she hears from one of her pilots that they're being chased by one of the aliens, she can't tell them to come back to the station for safety. She has to tell them to go somewhere else, towards the Empire, because they don't want the aliens to find the station. Because they'll never come back.
And then it tells, like, she's, like, listening for hours and hours, but no reply.
Yeah,
That's
I was
it.
like, no! That one was a sad one, in my opinion. Because for the most part, even in the previous book, a lot of the interludes were just Nardbat being a bitch.
It's true.
Like, seeing this dramatic reading of, like, her of Onshu just like slowly losing more men only boasts having a Nardbat just be known as a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every little bitch, like, I'm sorry, not every little bit, every little bit you see in the book is just like, you can, at the end of the sentence, be like, and that's why a Nardbat is a horrible person.
Yeah, basically, that's what they
Every
all
time.
were.
Last book was Iskandar, what did you do? This time it's an Nardbat, why are you so bad?
You're so rude. It's true. Now we're on chapter 8. That's like the longest chapter. I was like shocked how long it was, but I guess you guys were audiobooking it. Did it feel long to you?
I couldn't tell when, because they didn't say the different chapters.
Oh, really?
They did, but I didn't realize.
Oh, that's
so
fine.
I was like not sure when. It was
Yeah, mine was in audio tracks. So audio track like 12 was chapter 6 or 7.
Interesting.
I think, but I even looked at it. I was having this on 1.5 to 2 times speed, and it still took about 50 minutes to do.
Oh wow.
For
Okay.
each chapter, so it was quite heavy.
And I feel like also because of all the perspective shifts in this book, like one chapter feels like multiple like mini chapters.
That's true. That's true. I actually liked reading this book. I remember last year I could like set it down after I would read like the mini chapter and go do something back. I liked that at the time because I was a busy bee. Okay, so in chapter 8, Mahi and 3 Seagrass arrive to the Weight of the Wheel. 20 Cicada is there to greet them instead of the captain because she is performing an autopsy on an alien. And it's the first time Mahi realizes that 3 Seagrass did not tell anyone that Mahi was coming along and didn't realize it was not an official like request.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, okay. I guess this is happening.
I'm here now.
Yeah, I guess I'm here now.
Because my girlfriend told me to.
Yeah, because my girlfriend told me to. I hope I don't die. Cicada pretty much is like, well, I have an alien for you. It's not alive, but you should go see it. And so they go down to the autopsy room. But before that, they're greeted by, I wrote Ultra Karen in my notes. 16 Moonrise also shows up on the hangar and she's like, I wasn't told that there was an autopsy going on. I want to see it too. Meh. Why is there a barbarian and a spook here? I hate them. Meh. And they all very pleasantly walk down to the autopsy room. Or the med bay, whatever it is. And they look at it. Mahit says that the throat is long, so they certainly weren't communicating via like the larynx or their mouth or whatever it is. Seagrass then explains that they speak in tonal markers, and if there's a good enough speaker system, they could send a call out to the alien and maybe sort of communicate with it. Because I realized it wasn't really stated, but they clearly figured out like what the tones all mean on their like 12-hour flight too. The wait for the
Did
wheel.
they?
Yeah, they did.
Wait, did they have the fight already then?
No. Well, they figured it out. They like have a good idea at this point. They don't figure it out till they start fighting. But yeah. I realized when I was reading it, I was like, oh, they just kind of know. But I don't know. It's not like, it's okay to gloss over that because I feel like it's not hyper exciting to read about. In my opinion, but oh yeah, they go down, they see 9 Hibiscus, it'd be thick is what I wrote. Now I have to find where that's I can describe her.
Yeah, the description of her.
Find it.
Oh.
Chapter 9? No, this is chapter 9. Oh shit.
There's so many strong women in this book. You can tell it was written by a lesbian.
You can't. I think it's a good thing.
Don't you love when just women?
Yes.
Don't you love when just women?
Just women. My favorite.
Busy.
While you find that, do you mind if I go to the bathroom real quick?
Oh yeah, go sure. It'll take me
But
a
yeah,
second.
I also wanted to say, like, it is fun to read a book where, like, the female characters are not defined by their, like, relationship to a man, you know?
Oh yeah, it is really nice. I found it.
Even in Lord of the Rings, like Arwen and stuff is like, it's just defined by her relationship to Aragorn and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. True. It's like the characters are just themselves. They're not really related to anything else, even though we want Mahit and 3 Seagrass to kiss.
Yeah, but that's because we want them to be happy.
Yes. If you need to go, use the bathroom too.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Good? Okay. Cool.
I will tell you if I need to go.
Okay. I found it. Anything else? There's so many more like Takes Kalanli names. Like I get now. I get why you were confused at first, because I definitely would be too.
Yeah, this is a lot this time. Because before it was like, okay, we're introduced them kind of like one at a time. But because of so many perspectives this time, it's a lot.
Yeah, they throw out the names like one after the other, and it's like, oh, you might need to remember that, you might not.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool to not know who's important and who's not, but
yeah.
Same time, there's a lot of names.
I feel like we're done. I don't really think there's any other character. Well, there are other characters, but I think you're good.
We still gotta meet the aliens.
Yeah, we have to meet the aliens.
Yeah. Probably have names like Nya.
Yeah, nya nya.
Nya Nya.
Yeah.
And this is my sister, Blah Blah.
Blah blah.
Blah.
Is that the noise cats make?
We were reading One Piece.
Oh, you're
and
right.
The one whale part. The whale. And we were doing like the voice acting. We were doing this off stream, so we were reading One Piece. And we were doing the voice acting off stream, and then just like, because the blah sound effect happens before we actually see what's making it, Trips read it out and just like, blah.
I just thought it was funny.
And it turns out to be this giant fucking whale.
Yeah, it's just a really big. Oh, a Thurston cat. Oh.
And now these cat aliens will be like, meow,
meow, meow. Yeah, my cat.
Let me sing you the song of my people that makes you laugh.
My cat moves, so that's also.
Your cat moves.
Yeah, he makes like won't open up his mouth, but he's really annoyed. He goes, and it kind of sounds like he's mooing.
That's cute.
Yeah, when he wants you to play with him, he does that. But yeah, I'm a little jealous of people who have like cats with really cute, sweet meows, because mine sounds just like an old man.
Give some character.
Yeah, he definitely is a ham, that's for sure.
Let's talk about Realm before he gets back.
Yeah, Realm.
Oh my god, Realm is so cool.
Yeah,
god.
He has such luscious, beautiful purple hair.
I know. Oh my goodness, I want to steal his hair.
Oh, I think it's like Tresemme.
Yeah. Do you think he uses L'Oreal?
L'Oreal? Probably, or like herbal essences with how much
shiny
it
right.
is.
That's true. I need to be better about my character.
Hello.
We definitely weren't saying bad things about you.
Yeah.
You talking some smack.
We were debating what shampoo you use because your hair's so shiny and luscious.
Oh, somebody on Twitter asked me that
Really?
once. Yeah, I said tea tree and crushed up star powder.
Oh, okay. Oh, star powder.
Yeah.
Oh, you got any of that lying around?
Oh yeah. I hate the U.S. Postal Service, so let's do. What world do I even live in? How do you ship to the ocean?
I'm in the lake.
Is your home ocean based or?
Yes, my home is ocean based. I live in the sea.
All right, can you tell me? Can you tell me your PO box? Can you come out for a hot sec? I'll drop it off a nice little.
Sure. I'll pop my head out. my
Beef
love.
Sherman
And you
42
can just
Wallaby Way.
Well,
drop it down.
technically, my like library, which you said before was correct. I do have a library of, infinite possibilities. They have their own little worlds for you guys. So theoretically, you just kind of pop by and you'd be like, "Whoop, got my package. Don't want to see you. Okay, thanks, bye."
That's easy then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ultimate delivery service.
Ultimate delivery service.
There's a little poof. The style, you know how it do. I don't know how related to cats, but I'm glad I came up quite well.
Well, you were gone. I found the passage. So I can read it, so we can all realize how thick 9 hibiscus is.
Yes.
I'm ready. Okay.
It says, 9 hibiscus was large and sleek, solid muscle under a generous curve of fat, all hips and smooth out curve of belly, broad shoulders and broad chest, thighs that like the steady steel T-bars that constructed station decks. She looked like someone who could never be moved. She looked like it would take months of searching for an actress that perfectly suited when some Tex Kalani Hall production did an epic about this war.
God damn.
So she consumed the pylons that we needed to build.
Yeah.
She is
the pylons.
She is
the
pylons.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just a really solid, thick lady.
With 2 Qs.
Mm-hmm.
Love to see
Qs?
Yes,
Yep.
extra thick.
These are like decimals.
Yeah.
they go into the hundreds of thousands place.
Gosh. That's funny though. So,
I'm glad to hear it. I made my day.
They meet her. I mean, 9 hibiscus is like perfect. 9 hibiscus is like perfectly like cordial to them. Like she's not like she doesn't dismiss them. She listens to them. She's kind of like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock to to Mahi with her. I don't think they talk via their mouths type of thing, but it's all good. I think. After Seagrass proposes her the way to communicate with the aliens, 9 hibiscus is like, yeah, go do it now. Bye.
Now? It's like, yeah, did I stutter?
Yeah, go do it now. Sounds great. Leaving 16 Moonrise and 9 hibiscus with the dead alien. 16 Moonrise is more inquisitive and asks to like cut down its throat, like inspect its throat to see that it doesn't have a larynx. It does have a larynx thing, but then they cut further down and actually has a syrinx. Say that.
Yeah, it has like a bird throat as well as a normal.
Yeah, it has a bird throat too, and that's probably how it communicates. At least 16 Moonrise thinks that's how it communicates. So she's like, the barbarian was wrong.
Actually.
Yeah, actually. She expresses her disdain towards having them there, the two of them there at all. That like she could have just hired 9 hibiscus should have just got someone from the spies in the war ministry, and 9 hibiscus clearly doesn't really trust those people. She doesn't want to let it on that she doesn't trust those people. The 16 Moonrise.
Yeah, because 16 Moonrise is also just a kind of like, it seems like vying for power.
Yeah, she's vying for power. And
it's so funny because like 19 Laurel was like, yeah, the person in command is definitely gonna die.
Yeah, she's gonna die. So yeah, and she doesn't trust Mahit because Mahit is the one that like told the Empire about the aliens too. Which is true, I suppose that's a genuine concern, but Mahit's also trying to like stop the aliens, so is she really a concern?
Yeah, and also like the aliens are also gonna destroy her home, so like
yeah, why wouldn't she want to stop them?
And she's just like, and she says basically, even though like this is not how stations do things, she's like, yeah, well, like why don't we just like work together? Is that so hard to believe?
Yeah, is that so hard?
Political book. Is it so hard to believe that someone just wants to do good by the people?
Yeah. I guess so. I guess it is for 16 Moonrise to believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's the unfortunate scene. Seagrass and Mahit They travel through a bunch of conference rooms so they can work on the message for the aliens. It takes forever because they're not in fleet uniforms and they get stopped like 6,000 times. They start to get very annoyed, but they finally start listening to the awful noises, and it gets so much that they actually start puking. And
yes. I shouldn't laugh, but yes.
Oh yeah, they actually just start puking. Three Seagrass is like, "Oh, give me your jacket so we can clean up the barf because it's not Tex Kalanli." And Mahit gets understandably offended. It's like, "Oh, it's okay to use my jacket, but not your jacket." And then they argue about how Mahit will never be at the same level as Three Seagrass. Three Seagrass realizes she was being mean, but still thinks that she's being uncivilized because she doesn't want to talk it out. She just is angry, I guess. Which I think it's fine that Mahit's angry because she's been putting up with like being called a barbarian for like a while now. In tears, Three Seagrass asks why Mahit couldn't have just stayed with her on the Jewel of the Empire, and Mahit says she wanted to, but she could not. And that when Mahit understands why she had to join Three Seagrass on this mission, then talk again. Then they go directly back to solving the alien noise communication problem.
They have a whole breakup fight. No,
they're not talking anymore.
No.
Yeah, it's too bad. But yeah,
Three Seagrass did so much, but also Three Seagrass also like is kind of like not getting it.
Yeah, she doesn't understand that like the way that she talks is like constantly talking down to Mahit, and even though Mahit really likes her, it's gonna build up. The frustration's gonna build up. Yeah. And I think Three Seagrass just uses her own jacket to clean up the barf in the end. But still, the argument was still there. But they figure out the tonal markers, and they want to use like a danger approach victory yay noise to get the aliens to approach them, and hope that works. Yeah.
And that's kind of where we leave off, isn't it?
We have one more chapter.
Oh, wait.
Chapter 9.
I forgot something.
Yeah, there's not too much more, so not a ton actually happens. Or anything, nothing like super actiony. It's more like information gathering. So A Antidote goes to the War Minister, and 11 Laurel's like, "I'm so glad you're here. You can review this message that we received." It's from 16 Moonrise, and she just says everything we just discussed. Like, 16 Moonrise doesn't trust Mahit or Three Seagrass. Why did 9 Hibiscus send somebody? This is really sus, and I don't like it. They ask what A Antidote thinks of Mahit, and he's like, "She was just a sad person trying to find her way. I don't know."
Yeah, because they hadn't met like once.
Yeah. Yeah. 11 Laurel thinks that Mahit is destabilizing for the Empire, so he doesn't like her, and Priazima thinks there's a lot more to consider than just that she's destabilizing. That's where they stand.
Thinking back on the first book, it's just eight Antidote reminds me of like a very young Shakespeare, or like a character, like a Shakespearean character, where they meet literally once, and then he goes into this whole lament about him being stuck like a bird. Even if he can escape, he can't. He's like, she goes, I was like wandering and I got lost, and he's like, "Oh, woe is me, the young prince that has all this responsibilities. I'm a bird with no cage, but stuck in my perilous life."
In the first book, yeah.
Pretty much. I don't know. I just like remembering that they met once, and then where he just went on this whole, spiel about his concealed life is just, I found that very funny. But yeah, I like it. I like they're showing more perspectives of him, so I'm happy for it. It's just all I remember about him the last book. That.
That's fair. That's all he was. That's all he did. Let's see. Yeah, later 8 Antidote goes to information actually, and he asks how the mail works. And It works by sending little drones with infofiche sticks. Infofiche sticks is their version of mail throughout the galaxy.
It's their holographic mail.
Yeah. And only priority mail can bypass the process, and Antidote realizes that 16 Moonrise probably went over like 90% of like the information like mail posts to get it to the War Ministry. And realizes 11 Laurel is fine with going over, like not telling all of the channels what's really going on. And 8 Antidote's not sure how he feels about that. But the mail, he's like, mail, I could send something myself. Or they did it themselves. It's like, I don't know. He's thinking about mail. Reminds me of when I was like 3, because I want to be a mailman when I was 3.
Oh, Sarah. I wanted to be a garbage man when I was 3, so.
That's fun.
I wanted to drive the big truck.
Yeah, big truck.
Boom.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
True. I did want to drive Gravedigger when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Oh man, Monster Jam used to come to my state all the time. It was maximum destruction 2000 versus Gravedigger. Every time. And then one of them would break and you're like, well, I came all this way for nothing.
Uh-oh.
You did one flip and you're dead?
You did one flip and you're done. Yeah. Oh. Let's see. Only a bit more. We have Mahi is kicking herself for arguing with 3 Seagrass, but Iskander's like, you wanted to argue with her. She wanted to make 3 Seagrass understand how it's making her all feel. How she can't deny anything. She can't, like, say no to the Empire, and, like, she can't deny the Empire, like, whatever they want is what they get. She's just one person, she doesn't have the power to deny it, and she feels that way about, like, she can't just say no to 3 Seagrass too. The two are still working together, but it's icier. They finish the audio, and 3 Seagrass meets to go tell 20 Cicada. 20 Cicada takes her to, like, a hydroponics area. They're growing like rice. And he tells her that he thinks that the aliens are like wasteful, like it's almost like he's saying it's a waste of time that we're trying to communicate with them when we should get rid of them because they're so awful.
Yeah.
But there's a kitten in the hydroponics unit.
Oh yeah.
There's a little kitty because the previous planet they had been on had like a cats were like an invasive species, and someone took them onto the ship because they're cute.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're just,
God damn it, they're the airmen.
Yeah, they're just hanging out all over the ship. And he just gives one of the cats to 3 Seagrass, and it crawls on her shoulder and hangs out. So there's cats now.
So now they get to be cat buddies.
Cat buddies, yay!
Yes, the apartment is now perfect.
Yeah.
Sam is here.
Oh yes, it's a cat, but it has like extremely long phalanges for hands, so it can like grip onto people and actually sit on your shoulder.
Monkey cat.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. It's a kitten. I don't know.
It's a kitten that would literally slap you.
I don't know. You guys like, there's people who like the furless cats, so.
That's true. I mean, I respect the hairless cats. I do not want a cat.
Why?
Yeah. And then at the end, Mahi reaches her quarters. Their quarters on the ship to see that she opens it up and sees that there's somebody in the room already. Her mind goes into like a, oh god, who's here to kill me mode, and just starts like punching the crap out of whoever it is. She starts attacking them. It ends up being 16 Moonrise, and 16 Moonrise isn't mad because she did like surprise her, but she's like, yo, I'm not gonna kill you, calm down. She does interrogate Mahit though, like, why are you here? And Mahit, like we had explained earlier, Mahit's just like to stop an alien race from eviscerating the entire empire and my own community, and I was bringing attention to the aliens to help you guys, not to like do anything else. What are you talking about? 16 Moonrise isn't convinced and leaves in a mean way. Mahit wants to cry, but she instead directs her attention to the comic book that she got. The Perilous Frontier that she got in like chapter It ends up being an anti-heritage comic about preserving like the true documents on history, and that heritage is like editing what the real history is, and
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
yeah. Yeah, and Mahit's like, wow, more people are anti-heritage, it's not just me.
Mm-hmm.
And she misses 3 Seagrass at the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's where we ended. Just longing and fights.
No.
No.
Little comfort.
Just kiss and make up already.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
know,
Just
just
hold,
kiss
just
and
hold
make up
hands
already.
and be done.
Yeah. They have to deal with it. But maybe they'll have time in between Alien dealing with. To kiss and make up.
Just a peck and go fight some aliens. It's not a big deal. See, the time that I said it could have been done already.
But yeah, that is it. A lot happened, but I feel like everything that we read now is like this. They had to like. Arkady Martine had to put so many things into place, like for the action to begin, I guess. And I don't want to say it gets more action-y, just a lot more things happen faster, I think, in the second half of the book. I hope that you're enjoying it enough to want to read the second half of the book.
No, I am totally into it. I was like, we can't just stop here.
I know, I didn't realize how bad it was. I would have stopped us at chapter 8 if I had realized, but alas.
We can read a little bit of it after stream. Do the voice acting.
A little voice acting. I need water, but maybe we could do like one mini chunk.
Yeah, because the chapters are longer.
Yeah. You were so enthralled with Desolation that you didn't even realize you were listening to chapter 10. Well, that's a good thing, I think.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it, Realm?
I like it a lot.
Yay!
I can tell that it's her style to drum up the theatrics of the whole, impending action going forward, but it felt more natural this time.
Yeah.
I definitely dig the slice of life. I mean, yeah, at one point there's like, oh, there's a whole planet and there's battles, but then there's like this little kid who wants to learn more about his lineage. Then there's Mahit where she's just like, oh wow, I wonder how I feel about this person. There's the romance, and then there's the action of, oh fuck, I'm gonna probably get probed and I'm not gonna, be able to go without my memories. I don't know. I just like it was sporadic, but in a very seamless way where I just ended up enjoying like how it unfolded more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like. I remember when I first read this, I was like, man, it takes a while for them to get here. And now I realize, like, oh no, this is actually paced really well. I think I was just reading it in chunks, and so it felt more disjointed than it was. Yeah.
No, I like kind of the world building, like going back and forth. I hope more happens on Kira's end. It feels like Kira's side is like a lot of information now, and he's not really doing too much.
Yeah.
I like how like 3 Seagrass kind of like went through different experiences. I like that we're exploring the world more. Like the Cell Station is like what the ships are like instead of just being trapped in the city the whole time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It suddenly has like bigger scope than the previous book. But yeah, I was listening on the audiobook on my car, and I had to keep pausing it to stop it for what I had to check. And I was like, oh, I really want to go, but stop.
No, oh no.
I kept trying to autoplay it. I was like, no.
Oh gosh.
I know you want to hear it too, car, but not now.
Oh no. That's kind of funny. Oh no. But oh yeah, I remembered what you guys said that you wanted to see LaSalle Station, but you got to see LaSalle Station now.
Yeah, not a lot because
Not a
fucking
ton.
Anna that was like cut the whole thing short.
It's true. She was like, "Well, you have to go under the knife if you want more LaSalle Station."
Yeah.
So Mahit wasn't that into it anymore.
Or 3 Seagrass.
Oh yeah,
It
3
was
Seagrass.
not the vibe.
Yeah, just bad vibes all around.
Yeah.
From fucking Amner Bat. Worse. I like how there's not like really a villain of this. I know like the aliens are antagonists, but they wouldn't have brought like Mahi and 3 Seagrass over if they were just gonna fight the war. I don't think that's how the book is gonna go. We'll talk about predictions.
Oh yeah, we could talk about predictions.
I think they will try diplomacy and
Yeah.
probably succeed with diplomacy with these aliens because like Arkady Martine is not the type of author who like does like a ton of like battle scenes. I
Right.
don't think that's where this bit is going. I think it'll be like a really difficult like political espionage or political like diplomacy type story.
Right.
And then I hope 3 Seagrass and Mahi make up with each other. I don't actually know because sometimes these stories, like in manga, for sure it would be like, oh yeah, they still make up and then they kiss at the end.
Oh yeah.
But this is not a manga, so it could still be like, no, actually they figured out like they're just too different.
Oh no, that'd be so sad.
But it's still
What if it
possible for that to
happens?
happen. That happens. And they just can't resolve their differences.
Yeah. How about you, Ral? Got any predictions?
I'm gonna say there is some form of like systematic betrayal within like Hexcalon. I'm gonna say that there might be some communication going on. Now I know they're trying to figure out how to speak to them. But I'm gonna say that perhaps someone was corralling this aggression to the aliens because of something that was left or something that was made by a member of Hexcalon. So I'm gonna say that 8 Antidote, through his lessons, might figure out what is gonna happen or what's causing the hostility in the alien. And he might figure it out who would do it, or at the very least why they're doing it, so then like he could send a message and perhaps be the secret person to like help fix this whole situation. You know, because we're clearly learning about his growth, so I feel like it's leading somewhere.
It better lead somewhere.
I know.
But yeah, I feel like also these aliens, I feel like they're like dissecting the people for some reason, because they said they didn't eat the people. What are they doing?
Yeah, what do they do?
Are they like dissecting them for science?
Mm.
And being like, aha, we can learn from these people.
Hey, Victory!
Yay, victory!
I won't have any theories. I'll read Chaos. What if the diplomacy ends up being Mahit betraying the Empire and keeping them in constant war after figuring out how to talk? That's kind of what Taratz wants her to do.
Yeah, but I feel like Taratz is not going to win. Like, it doesn't seem like he's set up to be like someone like, yay, he won! And there's no third book, so it feels like, unless it says like a really sad ending where like everyone just collectively destroys each other because they can't get over their political differences, which could totally be like the thing. I don't think Taratz is going to win.
I think my crack theory is that Evnardbat is going to like appear like Andros style and be like, it was me all along! I'm gonna destroy the Empire! Then she like turns into... It turns into like a JRPG.
Right? And a boss fight, and then it, like all of a sudden they like pop weapons out of nowhere, they pop potions, they go for the alts. Man.
Yes.
You start seeing like a systems menu, you're like, what, am I an NPC now?
My NPC.
Shit.
I think you all have pretty good theories though.
Well, you've read the book before, so you've
Yeah.
got a lot to...
Yeah.
Something I want to say about the Yay Victory thing is like, it's kind of like in WoW where you can't read what the other side is saying, so they just say, it just like appears in your chat as like Kek. When they say LOL.
Yeah, you can't
And then like
understand.
everything else is just like coded. It's like that, kind of. They just know Kek right now. They just know Yay Victory.
Yay, victory. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is like that. Right.
All just like coded.
Are we all just a simulation? Ooh.
No. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my god! If they were all just like one simulation on somebody's like astrological board, like the military, like the military building that A Antidote was in, that would be freaky. I don't think Arkady would be that Inception-esque, but it would be funny.
You're waiting for Ender to show up. No Ender. I will say, everything gets spicier. Like, I feel like Chaos said this book was spicy in the beginning. Everything is gonna get spicier. All perspectives, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say spicy. It's because I can't reveal anything.
Like, right now, we're probably at... I'm gonna say we're probably at like a level 4 spice.
Out of like
Definitely
10.
some kicks. Without saying, what level do you think it jumps up to the second half of the book?
From like a general ooh, that's spice, like ooh, that's good kind of thing, like ooh, this is crazy. Their perspective, I'd say it gets up to like a probably a 7. Like, it's not like nothing is like we're not Gynaxing here.
Yeah, we're not like Game of Thrones here.
No.
Or like, you're right, Gynax is spicier because Gynax is like you ate it and it felt spicy, and then there was a new flavor in your mouth that you didn't realize was there before.
Well, like, I'm not looking for the one chip challenge type of spice. I'm looking for like, wow, this thing that is really spicy also happens to have like really good flavors, and all of a sudden then you get kicked again with the spice, and then it's like good story, and then there's oh my god they kick again, and then you're just like, what's even happening? But I know what's happening, and just
it's like an emotional spice. Like, the emotional spice gets picked up to like a 8 or a 9. But I think as far as action goes, the action itself is still only like a 6. Yeah, because Arkady Martine, like you said, like, she doesn't really seem like the kind of person to write naval battles, space naval battles. Yeah.
that is true. You can tell in some manga too, whether people like drawing it are proficient or like genuinely enjoy doing fight scenes, fight panels, or rather enjoy the story building.
Yeah.
And so far, we only know so much just because of the world building.
Right.
I also think, I know, Toto, you said, like, you could predict basically what was going to happen in Called Empire. There are parts that I was like, uh-oh, didn't think that was going to happen. That happens later on. So I don't know.
Like, I think last book, because a lot of it was like, oh, there's a mystery, and I think this is who did it.
Yeah.
It turns out that, oh, that person who I thought did it actually did it. And we solved the mystery.
I know.
But this time, the mystery is actually like more palpable. It's like, we're not sure if like who was gonna betray who.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to fucking 30 Larkspur? He just kind of like
I don't know.
It in the book they said he got demoted to like an area of affairs.
Oh, you're right.
He
just
got
got
an officer of affairs.
He's like your average civil servant now.
Get fucked. And also 8 Loop. Whatever happened to 8 Loop?
I think 8 Loop's just chilling.
Okay.
Like, I don't think she has any like political
because she
power
was still
anymore.
as well as a cut too.
Yeah, but she didn't like actually do anything bad like 30 Larkspur did.
He was gonna do something bad, and then she was like, "Oh, it's too late. Like, I don't need it anymore."
Yeah, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. The other guy's got you first. It's tried.
What I thought was interesting too is they mentioned that I forgot the name of the previous captain before Hibiscus.
Oh, 9 Propulsion?
Yes, but they mentioned that they retired He's living on the countryside.
Yeah,
And then 19
I think that
ads.
there was like they were forced to retire.
Yeah, 19 ads said they retired and went to the countryside, but like they never mentioned why.
Also, another thing is the rebel faction on Takes Go On.
Yeah.
We're gonna ever get back to that? Actually, don't tell me. Like, with
they...
the crazy like eyeball, telescopic eye lady.
Oh yeah. Like, they briefly mention that the rebellion is still sort of ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that you guys are still enjoying it. I was worried when I first started reading this. I was like, oh, I hope they still like it. I don't know.
Trust in the book. You don't have to trust in yourself. Trust that the book is good.
That's true.
Like
That's true. That's true.
To demand space lesbians or busts.
Yeah.
Right on the Discord, there's gonna be.
If we didn't like it, it says nothing about your taste, Trips. You're still.
Oh no, that's okay. But my actual concern is like I made you read like 300 pages of a book you don't even like. That's more so my concern than.
Okay, but I'm making you read One Piece, so.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying One Piece.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying this book. Okay, so let's just enjoy it together.
Okay, let's just be happy.
Damn straight.
That's funny.
I dig it.
But I'm a little sad that we have to wait a whole month to discuss the ending, but I'm very excited for you guys to read. I don't know what it is. There are certain scenes in the second half of this book, and then in specifically the scene where 3 Seagrass is getting the kelp beer from the guy on the cell station just like pops up in my head all the time for no reason. I don't know why. I always think of it.
Are you expecting kelp beer to pop out of nowhere?
I don't know, maybe.
Like in the morning, would this sell in the Empire?
It's like whenever I'm given like something that I'm not quite sure how it's gonna taste, I think about that.
Are you trade? Yes? Come sell my goods.
Yeah, come sell my goods. It's odd, but yeah, it's a book I think about a lot, so I guess I'm glad that you are doing it too. I think I'm gonna raid Shori because they're playing Diaries of a Spaceport.
Oh,
it's space themed. Spaceport Janitor, sorry. Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor, yeah. Message. Watch out for the alien goo.
Alien cat girl goo, come on.
Oh, alien cat girl goo, you're totally right. You're totally right. Cat girl goo, that's it. But yeah, I hope you all here have enjoyed the discussion. If you haven't read A Memory Called Empire or A Desolation Called Peace yet, I highly recommend it. You can probably get it from your local library since it won both of them won several awards. They're pretty common to be found in libraries, or you can get it wherever books are sold. Or, audiobooks are sold. I don't know when I'll be streaming next. I'm hoping to build my orchid Lego on Saturday, but we'll see if that works out or not. Yeah.
It's just fancy.
How about you guys? You guys have any fun announcements? Thanks for shouting them out.
Tomorrow for Monster. I have to check my schedule. Monster Hunter, and I'm gonna do Ring Fit tomorrow for sure.
Oh, fun!
Sure. Yeah. And then I'll probably do a longer stream on Saturday or Sunday because I just found out I have Monday off.
Oh, nice.
So expect something spooky or Halloween.
Oh, cool. Yes. Yes. I might also have Monday off.
Friday off? It's because, we have the Texas State Fair going on in my state.
Ooh.
And they're giving kids day offs to go see the Texas State Fair and be part of the capitalist culture here, I guess. Consumerist culture. I'm not going.
So Monday next week is Columbus Day.
Oh, it's Columbus. I forgot that it was that. I don't think about that holiday anymore.
Yeah.
I work with banks, so technically I had the day off. I hope we get the day off. We're not very knock on wood, but not very overwhelmed at my office right now, so should be okay.
I mean, I'm not going to be mad at you for taking a day off. It's fine. Or getting a day off.
Do it. Oh, I'll probably build something in the meantime.
Okay.
Honestly. But I'm going to Comic-Con on Saturday.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. It'll be a lot of fun. And some of my family, I was telling Hex before, some of my family lives in the city. So I'll go hang out with them for a while. It'll be good. Here the night.
Nice. I will talk more about my moving journey Saturday when I hope to see you all soon. And I'm excited. So our next book club is actually the manga club on Tuesday the 18th. We'll be discussing the next, it's a little over 50 chapters of One Piece.
We'll be discussing Little Garden. Laboon Arc, Little Garden, and Drum Island. Yes.
I think you said it stopped at like 154?
54? I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it's
154. Yeah, just like the end of Drum Island before we go to like Arabasta.
Yeah, and we will
Arabasta is like the next full arc.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Or like this is the Arabasta saga. But we're not confusing.
Oh, it's okay. I understand.
It's kind of like how East Blue was a whole saga, and then it kind of like all led up to like the end of that. It's like little arcs.
Yeah. We will have a new person for the Straw Hat crew, though. It'll be Paper Dawn, who is actually my channel artist. He asked if he could join, and he's a very chill, cool guy. Cool little bro. So I think it'll be fun.